Okay.
Alrighty, welcome to Nycos D&D, episode 1 of Dawn Guard. Episode title, First Fruits of the Revolution. We are coming off of a wonderful crossover episode where these wonderful adventurers went and visited the group from Sunday, and so they're returning to Nycos. Oh, by the way, did we want to pull off the Nycos map? Because we can do that really quickly. It's underneath here. Let's pull this to this side, and then you guys can work the wonder from that edge. And just leave this here. And
Okay.
Just pull that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That crystal side up. Just lift it straight up.
Oh, oops.
And then just pull the... Watch out for your box.
Because it sounds like there's an earthquake going on.
There's an earthquake going on. There is. This is earth-shattering stuff.
Oh, dear God, you
I'm
landed
not
in
sure.
there.
I did. I made a specific map for us.
You gamer-proofed it.
Oh, did.
Still underneath
And we'll
the-
put this microphone in the tween C because we found that people really like that name. There we go. All right.
Let me put out some dice so people can see it a little bit easier.
Yes. Actually,
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't do that. I just took a tumble.
Then they're down.
Alrighty, so while that's going on, let's go ahead and do our introductions. Character name, class, race, and what you thought of the little town of Selk and its denizens. And I'll start with the one who only came in for half an hour and had to depart the fix.
I play Cord,
That's a funny
half
name.
dragon fighter, and I would say Silk was okay. I met about 3 devils there, or there were 3 devils there, I should say. All around, great little place.
Oh, you didn't hear the part. You didn't hear the part that actually was role played on your behalf. You found the borderline between soup and raw meat. It was called chowder, and so you now have an affectation for chowders.
All right, okay. This is all of a sudden. Did they have a gift shop at Silk?
A gift shop.
How tourable was it?
Well, okay, tourable. It's not too tourable.
Okay.
You know, it's an okay place.
All right.
You get the pun?
It normally
It's-
has about 200 people. Anyway, normally has 200 people. It's a fishing port.
Uh-huh.
It ain't
Things
Disneyland.
come in and go, but
But-
very few people stay.
Except for now, where they're all
For
rushing
now.
away from the
Now.
destruction of their city,
Yeah.
Apex.
It's the happiest place in Legends.
The city of Apex was destroyed.
Now it's
and
terribly overcrowded and
Now.
It's Bridge Station.
and it is the home of the Nycosians against the others, or now.
All right.
And they had the emblem almost right. They had to take a direction from its progenitor and make sure they remember to use all the symbols.
and a 10-pointed star.
All right, so Silk's down there. We're up here.
Yep.
Okay,
So I don't know how well the camera can see this, but the little red dice that's kind of behind the microphone a little bit, that's where Cauldron is, and the green dice is where Selk is.
Yeah.
As you
Alright.
can see, we are
Nice.
literally like a third of a hemisphere away from where they were. So it was a
Yes.
pretty good teleport.
And if you couldn't see it, the third party's location is roughly here, which I think comes out to almost a perfect triangle, which is what it was intended to do.
Oh, okay.
Well, if it was a perfect triangle, it would be down a step or two.
In the mountain range, there we go.
There we go.
It's bad. There's not a big eye
Pretty much an equilateral triangle.
in the tween strait.
Pretty close. Oh, no, we're actually further south. So it was. Yeah.
Right there. Perfect.
The Dan elves were up in here, right?
Dea is up in the center, right there. If you put your finger down right there.
Dea. It's
right?
Dea.
Dea.
Right on the.
Yep. Oh.
Okay, I do know last week I was studying that thing and we found out it was the orb that the dragon gave me.
Yes.
Okay. And Jay said that it was a communication device to the third iteration.
I don't. No. It was created in the third.
It was created in the third.
And so what you found fundamentally is currently a defunct equivalent of something like the Palantir, a scrying stone that can function two-way.
Okay. So can I
But
try?
you have to have a second one. You have to find a second one. Or perhaps somebody else already has it, but you do
And
not
how
have
can I
any.
gain wisdom from this if
It said the way they said it is you must keep this and meditate upon it, and you will gain wisdom.
okay. And she will spend some time
Well,
meditating.
we're still in introduction.
You know.
Yeah, we haven't even got past introductions yet. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So go ahead now. Now that you've drawn the thunder, Miri, go ahead and give your introduction.
I am Mary Ellen of Elwindale, cleric of the Green Veil and the god Veritas. Giving them both in. What do you want to know about what? I mean, other than the
Yeah,
introduction.
What do you think of
What
Silk?
do you think of Silk? A small coastal
I
village
think
you
they
spend all
have
the time
more
to get to.
problems than they know what to do with. And some of them concern me greatly. Especially the captain of the ship with the soul necklace, his undead quartermaster, and the undead out that they talked about out somewhere else. I'm not exactly sure where. It just seems to me there's just too much dealing with undead.
They're dealing with dark forces that
Yeah.
don't gel with you. Okay.
No, they're the total antithesis of a a cleric of light. They don't belong here. They belong judged and sorted.
Oh, kind of like the others.
She was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. She still.
Okay, I just need to know
Yeah.
what your opinion was. Next.
Hi, my name is Allie. I play Yamar Brightwood, the ancestral barbarian. And
Actually, you actually should probably just start saying the descendant barbarian because you actually channel your ancestor now.
That's true, descendant barbarian. And well, I'm
The
also,
barbarian of the ancestors. Yes, I get that.
Well, I also am my own ancestor.
You are your own grandma.
I am my own grandma. A little bit of
Now
there's
there's a
Futurama there.
paradox.
This floor here appears to be made of floor.
And what is
That's
it?
her twice over.
So much for not doing word plays.
I wasn't in character.
Oh, okay. So out of character is fine. In characters, you can try.
Out of character.
Okay.
That's her twice
I
over.
didn't even get to say
Now
what
keep
my
going.
opinion
Keep
is.
Sorry.
going.
So
We upstage you.
in Japanese, there are two words that are completely different from each other, but have a very similar vowels to each other. There's kowai and kawaii. And what are you doing?
The point.
Yes.
You.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying my opinion.
Okay.
I think Silk is both adorable and scary.
There.
There we go.
And the adorable part is it reminds me of when we were all level 4. It's just barely like, oh, we just need to find the wands and go and save Cauldron and be the heroes and da 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 da. Oh, there's actually more going on. Dun dun dun.
Fair enough.
Scary and cute.
Gotcha.
I am Bryce. I play the character Ralgrim. He's a divine soul sorcerer Asimar, and if the Nycosian Defense Force had a brochure, like a recruitment brochure,
It would be.
every single picture would be from Selk. It would be mostly interviews of people from Selk and the day-to-day lives of people from Selk. They are the poster child of what I've requested them to do, and I love them for that. they're not perfect. Those things would be excluded from the brochure, obviously.
Yes,
But like 90% of the things they did right was 80% correct.
Nice.
B plus.
Good. Solid B plus.
No, A minus. A minus.
A minus. We
Here's a few
95.
tweaks.
I think
95.
Sunday is now teacher's pet.
Oh boy.
Oh
Did you
boy.
just call me teacher?
Well, yes.
Now
Yes,
he,
Tenno.
Yes.
But now
Tenno.
he's actually jealous.
Oh,
Who's teacher's
No, he's just
pet?
going to siphon the power out of the deal.
yeah.
God, that was the.
Who's teacher's pet?
I don't know.
You-
Apparently-
Silk group.
Selk.
The Selk group is his. He's pointed out that he really likes what Sunday's doing.
Again, if I could
Brochure.
make a brochure of
Of what you were trying to do.
what I was trying to do, they would be like the stars.
It's like they read. It's like they read your playbook.
It's like they listened to what I fucking said.
Nice. Nice.
Oh.
Also, for a quick little programming note, it appears can't confirm it yet, but it appears there will now be a Thursday group forming, level 1, all new players. So it's going to feel a little bit like Winds of the West in that term. So I haven't figured out what we're going to call it or where I'm going to place it. Just be aware there will be another group, and it'll be hopefully as equidistant away from the others as this map already gives. So it's either
Cool.
going to be in the north of Coram or way up in Cryopathia.
Yeah.
Cool.
This would be a nice.
Farther out in Coram. Out
Yeah,
towards
there you go.
World's Edge.
Literally where the
Some,
Saturday was.
yeah, this is arable land. It looks like. No, that's forest.
How did it start Nyx?
Also,
But they can't- okay, clarification. In this now, there is no Nyx.
Whoa.
Of course not.
There's
Of
no
course there's
what?
not.
There's
Of
no
course
what?
there's not.
No, there was Candlefall. You guys remember the Candlefall, the devastation of an Eldritch race. But there is no Nyx.
What did they do to it?
There is no history of it any longer. It's any evidence of it's been obliterated.
dope.
Dope.
Now I need to know who to blame.
Nick? What's Nick?
Nyx.
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 I'm in the dark too.
NYX.
Nyx.
It was the
It was the ancestral origination point for the Sylvan Elf race.
Ah.
All elves came from there originally.
So, this
Is no longer literally on the map.
very cool.
The forest is now just an unknown.
Rest in peace. Did it get? Wait. We don't know what happened.
You
to
have
it.
to go and find out.
Cool. I'll bet there was a lot of candle piss that happened there.
I keep saying that.
Who likes that word?
It's not a
Candle
good.
what?
It's not a good. It's not good. It's not good.
Just not good.
I apologize.
All right.
Cool.
So now we have
Okay.
returned to Bridgeton after our exposition into what was going on in another part of the world.
Yay.
Hi.
It's a weird hourglass you got there, bud.
Was Nycos.
Oh, it's a reverse hourglass.
It's a Nycosian hourglass, of course. Bottled green toned limb. The green veil should be happy.
How did you persuade it to be green?
Because Travis, when he brought it, said, "This one the one I got." It's like, no, that's cool. And it's actually
Shouldn't
the
it
right
be
time
purple?
length. It's only. Yes, I wish. Actually, it is in Nycosian light if you think about it.
Well,
Hey, and Olivia's here! Yay!
Hey, Olivia!
How is the sound? Let us know how the sound is. We want to make sure that that the picture and the sound is both working at the same time, since we had to do all kinds of fixing for it.
This is a novel concept. Audio and video.
Audio and video working at the same time on the stream.
Yes.
Is that when it?
Yes,
Okay.
I need to
It's
work
your.
on it.
Alrighty, so
Don't worry about yours.
you're back to Bridgeton.
very cool.
Fortunately for you, nothing seems to have changed since the last time we were here. So, the gallivant across the continent did not cost you anything other than the basically 24 hours you attributed it to.
2 days ish. I will still check up with Aerosmith regardless.
Are we gonna get a day? Are we gonna get a date here? Because I'm gonna need to work on jet lag.
Well, we got to figure out what in the 9 hells we're doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
How about we get?
Are you suggesting that Nycos is one of the 9 rings? Is that what you're saying?
What? No.
And of all people to call it the 9 hells, that's
How about an adequate amount of rest, and then we'll get up and decide what we're going to do.
Sure thing. You guys
I'm
do
down
that.
with that.
I'm gonna figure out what our next step is. First things first, I need to talk to
I
Aerosmith.
recommend the engine, but that's just me.
What are we gonna do with the engine?
Magic, prisms.
Well, we're gonna make more. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna find out what we're talking about later.
Yeah.
Hoorah!
hoorah.
I'm gonna take the Legion of
We
Worldly
probably
Might
need
out
more
into the
Did I break
nearest.
it already?
No, you put the air bubbles not going through it very well.
Oh, I see. Gotta get the air pass there first. There,
Yay!
now. Yay!
I'm gonna take the Legion of Worldly Might to the nearest field, and I'm going to work their asses because
They got a day off.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead and make a charisma check.
okay,
You're just gonna make them do squats all day.
10.
Well, at least I'm not
10?
letting my hair
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you're gonna have if until you started shouting, barking commands at them, they weren't sure who you were.
Oh yeah,
There's been a few changes around here.
It's just like,
as his
do
tail
this, do
swipe
that.
hits the
Oh,
corner.
right.
Hits the corporal.
as I work them out, I will explain to them what exactly happened.
What exactly happened?
This is true perfection.
Wow,
No, this is one step closer to true perfection.
on an adventure.
This
I
is what
received a
gains look
gift.
like. Ooh.
I received a gift from a dragon to help me fight the others better.
Dragons.
You must exercise so hard that your skin turns into scales.
Oh my god.
And you gotta let your tail get worked off so bad that you have one.
Okay.
Now, oh, I see. This is what you meant about being serious, right? That now you get to be the brunt of all of our jokes for a while. Instead of the other way
Yeah, I
around.
guess.
This is to get some
She
salt.
doesn't joke at him. She treats him like her younger brother that she's never had.
Yes,
I don't care if he.
I would agree. You've never had a brother who's after.
All right, Miri San.
Miri-san.
Medi-san.
Miri-san.
No, I'll take that.
No, he's American.
Mama-san.
Huh?
You're from
Merrick.
American.
I'm from. But that's it. She's not a character. She actually treats you like her younger brother.
I get it.
Or a beloved cousin or something like that.
Cool.
What are you up to, Allie?
And she can hear. She says she can hear
question.
every one of us in sync.
Cool.
Does that mean we have to sing that we love it that way?
Well, at least we don't have to sing bye bye bye.
We can try
In about 3 hours, about 3.5 hours, we have to.
How about a round of row your boat? You know,
I don't think they did that. I don't think they covered that.
float your boat.
Nope. Stop.
No.
We got stuff we need to do.
I kind of want to hear that in harmony with them now.
She does?
Negative.
To me.
Sleep. Now, a
Oh,
long
boy.
rest is what for humans?
Well,
6
8
hours of sleep, 2 hours of goofing off.
Total of 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours.
6. Okay, so
8.
2 hours she'll be meditating on the.
The meanings of the universe.
No, she's actually
Anyway,
trying
sorry.
Yeah.
to develop skill with her do tool.
Not
I'll,
sure what it is. So far, I haven't achieved anything.
Go ahead and roll a 20-sided.
I'll, for my 6, obviously rest for my 6 hours.
12
Okay.
plus with
Nothing, no modifier, don't matter.
Okay.
Just a straight roll.
Gonna rest for 6 hours, 2 hours, gonna try to meditate on Rasakma. And
Ooh, pronounce your name right on the first try.
I'm like, I
Excellent.
had to think about it. It's in there.
I can see you roll up your eyes. That was good.
You sure it's not Rocky?
Do you know how much shit you gave me?
I am
for-
very familiar with that.
That was hysterical.
Giving
Listen
you
to
God's
you.
cutesy nicknames.
She prefers
What is this
it.
heresy?
What was
She
that?
prefers Rocky.
Heresy.
Rasakma.
Rasakma.
Rosakama?
Yeah, Rasakma. My
Who is Rosakama?
Rasakma is kind
Her
of
first patron.
yeah, my patron.
Her God.
Okay.
And just kind of figure out what to do now. There's so much to do. What's the right?
Okay, so I guess you guys need to break out your plate. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Aerosmith. Does Aerosmith confirm what is it?
Aerosmith says everything was fine. He's a little circumspect, though. You didn't expect it, but he's a little reserved. Like, there may have been a couple of encounters with people, but he doesn't. He's surprisingly not as forthcoming as you would expect him to be. Just a little curt. More than likely, the greatest effect was the fact that he got asked a lot of questions that he didn't have all of your answers for.
Well, he has all my memories.
Yeah.
Fair.
But the channels that you
But he doesn't
use
have
are not
the-
necessarily the channels that he has developed.
He also doesn't have the direct contact with. Like there were questions about Shadaroon and Kush that he couldn't answer.
Okay.
We can't answer.
Well, yeah,
That's what I'm getting at is that they're expecting him to know stuff that he doesn't completely know.
Give him a script.
well, then I wouldn't know that either. So I would reassure him, like, I don't know the answer to those questions either.
Give him a script to kind of.
He literally is the exact same. Everything I write down as part of my script, he would have write down as part of the same script.
Full on.
Not for long. So yeah, who's a platter we can refer to? Allie? Platter?
You got the platter?
Do you have a platter?
You have a chunk of the platter at least?
Well, let's see here.
Well, the only thing left to do really, the only things other than the others, unless something manifests itself. Gotrod's dead again. There's dwarves.
There's your newfound lair.
There's Gotrod's lair, but
Do you know,
Yeah,
why don't we
they're-
give that back to the King of the Dwarves?
I don't think we like Zenith anymore. I don't remember.
Zenith would be more than glad to take it back, but remember he's suggested that there are ways of order that are not being followed, which he's been a bit enigmatic about that response because you're not sure of what he speaks.
So we
Because, clearly there's no memory currently of the pact or anything like that, and yet he still acts like the dwarves have an agenda.
There's that. There's also. Do we go and resolve the prisms now? Because it doesn't seem like that's like really
It's mildly pertinent, but how do we go about doing that?
Yeah, like how do we go about doing that? Because there's dust everywhere. And how do we just like Ghostbuster it and?
No, we specifically can't do that, sadly.
Yeah, because it seems like that's kind of what the others are doing.
Well,
They're trying to suck up all the magic and.
yeah, they're sucking it up. They're not scraping it off with the shield walls. Because remember, I tried to do that and it failed, and apparently he did that a while back.
But it also feels like there's going to be prisms dust within the magic.
Do you remember that they said that the section built the tower in the one place where they're using crystals?
Right. That was the one we reversed the flow
I
on.
think we need to build a tower and start hauling.
Well, you remember the base of that tower is made out of wormwood, right?
So we'd have to
Like
go.
the structure of the tower is made out of wormwood. Plus, we'd have to find a crystal like that. Which actually, that's a really good idea.
It's actually a really good idea.
What's the crystal made out of? Does anybody? The only thing, like, I don't know what that crystal was.
Now, and also, I remember one thing on the platter. The others talked about a prism. They were looking for a prism.
Right.
The drama,
Mm.
your patron,
Sure.
angel,
Yes.
whatever,
Right. Yeah.
Like that.
said,
Whatever.
have you found the crystals and reassembled them into the... Because they talked about beauty was a prism, and it
Beauty
shattered, and there were some shards, and then there was all this dust.
That's the prisms.
Do you remember also the words that said you have to fold the dust into the crystal?
Well, we kind of did that with. That's how we were making.
That's how we made the
that's
coin.
still the whole like.
And I would still like to make some scrolls. To do that, I'll need Vex.
Ooh.
I was thinking it'd be good to have some Raise Dead scrolls on hand
Yes.
and Greater Restoration scrolls on hand.
Sounds good.
The other thing
So,
is,
but I need the Vex for it.
Right.
the other thing is like once we get all these things,
And then I would like to try creating,
You do still also have the handful of gravelings that he gave you.
yeah,
Oh no, you used them up.
Well,
You spoke into them.
yeah.
yeah, they might have given us more though. So, how do we go? So you want us to make more mechs? Vex.
I'm
And
down
then
for
we
Max.
yeah
Spicy or unspicy?
yeah really
Vex Max?
Vex mechs. And then we can go
Tacos with a little bit of a kick.
Fold it into a
A
burrito.
colorful kick.
Colorful cake.
Fold it into burrito.
Taste the rainbow.
So instead of just being
Fold
one,
your taco in a burrito.
Anyway, so after that, we need to figure out how to get our hands on another shard, whatever. Prism. Wow, that was weirdly difficult.
prism.
Prism.
Well, we know where one was.
Whatever.
Third
It
iteration.
depends on whether, no.
There was
And
no, that's true. There is a splinter. I mean, there's a shard back.
I held it.
Yeah, but you're talking about. Yeah. Yes.
What's happening right now?
Okay. I had hold of a prism.
Where?
Where? At Florin.
When?
That just recently.
Oh yeah, that one, the control rod
Yeah, that the guy sunk into the ground in the
in the tower, and that's
in
how
the
it turns
tower,
back,
and
yeah.
then the tower disappeared. And when we, well, we were outside, it was a ruin. But that means it might be still in there.
Part of me doubts that, but then we'd also have to negotiate with the others and gain access to.
And about this time you can hear at one of the, I guess it'd be the southeastern access approaches to Bridgeton trumpets indicating someone's approaching the skirmish lines.
Great.
Wait. Okay. Allied or
This is
foreign?
well.
We don't know. Let's go out.
No, the trumpets, like
The
allied
trumpets,
trumpets.
they're your defenders.
Oh.
Are blowing trumpets to inform everybody.
know what
They've made contact with somebody.
we're Marshall.
Yeah, more than likely you set him up. This
Somebody's
is-
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Okay.
It means someone's approaching. That's
Friend
the
or
call.
foe?
The call suggests that the person approaching might be a herald of some sort.
Very cool.
So-
I guess we could go out and greet them right now.
Yeah.
I'll suit
Maybe
up in
this
my,
will be
my
Something
house
Okay.
colors.
for us to do.
From one of the taller buildings in the center of town, you'd be able to overlook the approach, and you see a smallish caravan, maybe 10, 12 wagons, camels, horses, even a couple of llama with riders approaching, and majority of those on foot are indistinct. You couldn't mistake them. They're unmistakably pachyderm, so they're packmen.
Oh yeah, these guys are
Blue-
coming from Swarth.
Yes.
Swarthwood Plains. Yeah.
Blue veil, the guards dressed in splint armor with blue undertones and pointed Saracen type helmets.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully they have food for us.
Well, they've got, like I said, only 10 wagons in the caravan. As they approach, the guards have called out, and they are bearing the white and blue flag of truce. Basically, it's the blue emblem of their nation up in the corner, which is a blue field with basically a dozen heads of grain in a sheaf
Okay.
as they're approaching.
And if anybody tries to walk up to me and be like, "Oh, you're blue belt," no, these are my house colors. Back off.
I'm sure they're going to get really defensive about you wearing blue.
Okay.
Do you wear blue?
Well, there's blues. There's blues. There's cyan and black.
So you wear
Everybody
blue,
plays
blue,
the
and
blues
black.
sometimes. Maybe factual and maybe true sometimes.
Well, I'm gonna walk down there and say hello. If any of you wish to come, I
I'll
would
come with
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you.
Come follow and
Thank
suit.
you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Gord, thank you.
Okay. So the one in front is He's shorter than the rest. His trunks, though, have been polished. I'm sorry, his trunks. His tusks have been polished to a brilliant sheen. He wears gold rings at the base of each of his tusks and a little gold crown upon his head. And,
Yeah.
His name is, of course, Babar.
Yep. There we go.
There you go.
That was the day. I was like ding 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 ding.
And
Babar.
1980s, 1990s cartoon.
earlier.
Earlier.
Book.
Jesus.
I read it as a book series when I was in
I don't know.
in single digits. So,
Wow.
yeah, Babar's been around a long time.
Alrighty.
He used to be in the Golden Book.
Well, that was a sequel. The originals were I can remember the originals were in a book series that you bought that were the book were inverted, so you had two books in a volume.
Anyway,
So as you approach the the leader, this king, is walking in front of the procession, which seems odd. You would think that the king would be riding in one of the palanquins or whatever, but there aren't even any palanquins or anything like that. And they don't use elephants as
Beast of Burden.
yeah, that would be a
beasts
little
of
weird.
burden. That would be a little odd.
That'd be a little weird.
Instead, they've got camels and horses and all of
Sure.
that. But
Prince Ali.
directly behind him, there are five large female of the breed. Their movement is ponderous. Their size is rather immense, and they are fluttering fans with their tusks or their trunks to keep their little faces cool.
Alright.
His harem?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
As he gets closer now, for clarification, he is wearing the breastplate of a soldier, and he has one of the Saracen type pointy helms with the crown sit down over the top of the pointy
Okay.
helm.
He's one of these types of kings.
Right, and wears very pointy, curly shoes on his rather large feet,
Alright.
so it looks almost silly. And on the tips of the bells, tips of the curves, hang little tiny bells, so it jingles a little bit when he walks.
Okay.
When he gets close enough for the guards to be able to hear him, he stops and he bows incredibly low, where his tusks very nearly touch the ground to either side of his forward foot. And he says, "Presenting the court of Her Majesty Padishah the Fourth, I am Bavar, King of Swarthia. Who is receiving me?"
Hail and well met, friend. I am Torcord Campbell, and I humbly welcome you to the town of Bridgeton, home of the broadcaster, Umar Brightwood, and Miri Elwyn of Elwindale.
He stands up and he goes, "We consider ourselves received. You may speak with the Padishah and her associates, while I will retire to your nearest location to purchase alcoholic comestibles. Where perchance would that be?"
I believe there must be a bar or tavern.
What was that place called? Shark Tank?
Is it
No,
Shark
Tank.
Tank?
No.
I quickly messaged to some random person like 120 feet behind me. There's a
Anybody
bar in
around
town.
you? Anyway, where's the nearest bar?
Yeah, there's a bar in town.
They're actually the crowd will part, because obviously this group would have drawn a crowd anyway. They move out of the way. He walks forward, and as he does, the wagons and stuff all follow him, but the five matronly, I guess called the rest of the herd, so to speak, remain behind.
We're going to have to find a place that they can at least take rest.
Tents.
Do we?
No, it's kind of calm right now.
Is there a large enough building so we can?
I don't know. I would like to house the king particularly well because I'd rather not get on his bad side. But ultimately,
I don't
Bridgeton.
think he's a king. I think he's a hero.
Why is he a crown then?
I
He
respect.
called himself king,
He
Oh, he
did.
did.
Anyway,
which is also really weird because normally the herald does all the talking, but this king walked out.
I respect a man who speaks his own words and walks his own roads. I'm sure he'll be
Yes.
fine sleeping in less than satisfactory conditions.
when Bridgeton was a town that only supported 200 and now is having to support a couple thousand,
Mm-hmm.
so
And rising.
and rising. So there's probably not a whole lot of buildings to go around. But I feel bad for it. But you know what?
We can
Oh
see
no!
him.
That you're muddling around. And one of them steps forward a little bit ahead of the others. She says, "I'm Maybelle, and I am the, shall I say, the most famished of our sisterhood. Where could we find perhaps a mint julep and some shade from this unbearable heat?"
Well, luckily you're coming into one of the more jungled regions of the continent, so there's a lot of
What?
trees around. Yeah, this is a very
Yes,
Yeah.
specifically on the other side of the river.
Can I
Yes.
get
plains jungle.
insight
Do
on
we
this?
have any mint julep among our rations?
I was
ODM
going
and
there.
DMs?
Well, if I knew what a mint julep is.
Um,
Can I get
we
insight on this lady?
Oh, I like the way she said "lady" with the question mark there.
I think we're getting
trap.
JoJo'd right now.
Yeah.
Chitter, chitter?
Did you say
Huh?
titter kitter?
No, just
that's
titter.
no,
okay.
chitter.
19,
The chitter is
21.
the
Okay.
chi-chi-chi-chi-chi.
21.
21?
I'm looking at her mannerisms. Is she actually like
Yeah, her
famished, or is
mannerisms.
she like speaking?
Okay, she's a pachyderm, so she's not going to look famished no matter how little she eats.
It's gonna take a while.
Her concept of being famished more than likely is referring not only to the desire to eat, but more than likely to be catered to.
I'm not sure if we have the specific resources required to supply you with a mint julep.
As
However,
far as the mint julep, that is actually a delicacy from south of here, so this place would have them. So because
Okay.
you have visitors from that part of the world.
more than likely somebody from the south brought some mint julep with them. I can have some arranged to be provided for you. However, we're trying to be a little bit tight on resources because we are feeding an army after all. So-
Yes. So we've heard, and that's why we have made this long and arduous trip, I and my sisters, so we might offer appropriate assistance for you lesser
You-
beings.
You
I'm sorry, smaller beings. I sometimes get.
Lesser and smaller.
And now
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
how Kush
You make a good
feels.
point. They are pretty small. So you're offering us an army?
Okay.
I am considering discussions of treaties to that effect, with some necessary quid pro quo.
They are here like many others here. They are here to provide resources. These resources can include actual materials or their own hands and feet.
Okay. Very cool.
And weapons of war.
Yes. Welcome to Bridgeton, home of the Resistance.
Yes.
Is the Padishah available to speak with? Is this person present right now? I'm not sure if Padishah.
You hear her chuckle. Back in the back, you hear a voice in the back go, "It's a man."
No.
I'm not.
As they part, the one that they kind of like were sheltering in the middle of their little pod of female elephantness.
Pod of pachyderms.
Yes, as they separate, there is the most scrawny, pathetic, unhealthy versions of the pachyderm species possible. Her ears have been like torn and shredded in places. One of her tusks is broken, not cut off, but broken at a weird, sharp angle. And she has horrible overbite for an elephant.
What?
She goes,
Horse.
"Oh man!"
What horrors has befallen this creature?
She's the last living daughter of the king.
So that would make
Shah.
her the current Padishah then.
She is.
What was the gentleman who introduced himself as king?
Oh, he is king.
Do you have a king and a Padishah?
Well, a king is a term that is used loosely to refer to the Plaything of the king. Plaything of the Plaything of Padishah.
Oh, got it.
Hackers are weird.
So I'm going to take.
They're a matriarchy.
Let me.
They know that the cultures around them are patriarchies, so they keep a king around.
Just to mess with them.
They control
He's their
everything.
whipping boy.
Great.
Are you well?
I couldn't be more healthy if I took
It's okay.
P90 training or learned how to be a what do you call them? What's your military there, soldier
A
boy?
legion of lordly might.
Yes,
So
I've heard of you.
Very cool.
I got the poster.
Health check.
I got the calendar.
continuing to check the talk with the first person. So I'm going to take a guess and state that you're the advisor to this person.
We are all matriarchal hands to her.
So you're all advisors. Got it. Wink.
Can we do a health check? Medicine check?
Sure.
Winking is a bad idea. And I lean in and I lean
Yeah,
back.
yeah, that was not BP for that.
What's that?
She's seen enough of that in the stories. She goes, oh no. Winks can be bad things.
Anyway.
They are powerful.
So what news from Swartheria?
Oh, I have 10 DP. Yay.
I don't know
Love
if that's
that.
what you actually call that area. I apologize if I've used
No.
a misnomer.
Now we are the Swartheria, the place known as the Swarthier Plains.
What news from the Swarthier Plains?
Well, quite a lot actually. It seems that we have for some reason been overlooked by our would-be invaders. As a matter of fact, it doesn't seem that we've got any skirmishers or even investigative.
You feel left out by the other invasion?
Exactly.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that from the plains, as I know them, are from Barbos, like include the areas that are surrounded by Barbos, Erios, Inandra, and the
Monglade.
Morning Glade.
Yes.
That entire region is what I consider to be the Swarthier Plains.
That would be an appropriate estimation, although it is broken between the north and the south. The south is known as the Savannah.
Got it. So across both your portion and the Savannah, nothing.
That is correct. Not a single invasion.
Not a single pod, not a single other, not a single scout, not a single annihilatory beam.
You are fortunate.
We feel slighted.
Going back to the misplaced feelings, or we'll get back to that in a minute. Pardon the kind of blunt question, but I'm a little bit confused about how you managed to avoid annihilation. What's the population density of your capital?
It depends on species. If you're speaking of SecGen, we are roughly
Just a
85
general,
to 90% of the population.
No, just a general head count.
Numbers.
How many
Thank you.
beings are there?
Sentient.
As most of them are nomadic in nature, it's kind of difficult. But I'd estimate probably close to 200,000.
That's interesting.
That's a good big number.
Well, that's only one of the ones that we can count. There's a lot of them that are very xenophobic. And
This could just be because the others are very racist towards the
No,
subject.
if you think about it, they would go explicit. We'll talk about this later. I'm kind of drawing a little bit of a blank. Do you know why they would have not overlooked you, but why they would have overlooked you? As far as I heard, they basically went after every major population center.
They're not a major
well, that's the
population.
trick is that we've been very circumspect about our populations. We don't have large, massive cities other than trade locations, and those are considered to be wardings, and those are only held.
You just told me that you had 200,000 in one city.
No, 200,000 in the entire nation.
Okay, let me try that again.
All right.
I thought I asked this question properly. In your capital city.
I see the difficulty.
Yes. The gem.
There
the
is
gem
no
on
capital city.
Really? You're a completely nomadic kingdom.
Well, some would say we're not even technically a kingdom, for no one has ever actually attempted to wear a crown in Swarthier, since there is no establishable foothold.
I point to
He's
the I
Robert-
point to the
Robert-
king who's
Robert.
walking off like.
I think it's of the pachyderms. He might
He's our
just,
tribal lead. Yeah.
he might just be of the Okay, great.
Matriarchies.
He is the representative of
What?
the
Women?
of the packmen of the savannah.
Right. Women are allowed to wear crowns too. Okay.
I'm not used to that, okay?
Well, they don't. They would wear earrings.
Yeah, it was a joke. So your greatest center of population, its approximate population density is, I'm sorry, amount.
Somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000, but only on market days.
Well, no offense, but that's the reason why you were overlooked. They went after population centers. I mean cities, not like established
Defensible
areas.
locations of trade.
There you go. That's a better way of putting it.
But every open space is available for trade.
Okay, we know.
Centralized locations. Regardless,
Defensible.
they didn't pursue you because you had no large, very compact urban concentration of population
Yes,
and
so
built up
therefore
cities and
therefore
towns.
it's created an
So-
unfair imbalance of power.
If you want my professional opinion, the way to get the others to attack you would be to build a giant mud city. And
don't want to attack them. I want to make trade as you have.
Huh?
Oh,
You clearly have made trade with them. You bear their weapons and that source of light on your hip that you still
It
have.
was
Oh,
taken
be
by
right back.
force.
No, I killed him and took this.
But I didn't get the opportunity. We did not get the opportunity to expand our borders appropriately, and therefore we are underrepresented in this new conflict.
So you've come here to ask advice as to how to get others' equipment or trade with them?
No, I
Okay.
wish to make active trade for the weapons you have.
Okay.
Well, that's hard because each person who has one has taken one from another.
No, Mary.
From
So
other.
we have plenty of weapons, and I at least am willing to do trade for them.
Plenty?
What do you have to trade?
Land?
Why do you want these weapons?
So that we can defend ourselves against invasion by others.
But they haven't attacked you.
No, I didn't mean others by that definition. Others.
Like him? Or just...
No, we see him as the engineer of our liberty.
Well, like the opposite. Do you mean like a material plane incursion, or do you mean
Other
have-
plane?
I'm sorry. Perhaps I'm speaking with the wrong people. I was led to understand from one of our mutual associates that you had traveled stormwise.
That's kind of a
are
sensitive.
you
Yes, it is. That's the reason why I'm trying to be circumspect about reaching this subject.
so?
Perhaps we would want to wait for an hour or so for our palisade to be constructed.
So you want
To talk to us about traveling
they
in a
want
very entertaining
to
manner.
get other weapons from us to defend from people coming out of storms?
Eloquently said, without any kind of confusion or conflict. Yes.
That's code for you.
You have a
All
lot
right,
of
okay.
storms?
And
for
everybody in
you?
the room's going,
Wait a minute.
what's he talking about?
I mean, there's nobody. We're out. We're
Yeah.
literally
Side
outside.
of everything, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a lot of storms in your land?
Let's wait until the palisade is built.
Very cool.
We will have this very private discussion later. In regards to your forces, they may contribute to our force number. They shall be used where appropriate and where they volunteer.
And they will be equipped appropriately for the conflict.
Perfect. Thank you.
Agreed? No, I'm asking. That was a question.
Oh,
That was my response. Was perfect.
Okay. Good.
Welcome to the defense force. Shake hands. I don't say shake hands. I
Well,
Go to shake
they don't really have a hand process like bump fist.
fist bump.
found it.
No.
No.
I'd rather have a hand tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not slamming knuckles with an elephant. that would hurt.
Yeah.
High five with a trunk.
There you go. Rub noses?
No. That's probably a romantic gesture in their culture.
Probably.
Probably.
So is winking.
You have enough.
Yeah, it would be like the Navi and the little like hair to hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, it would be.
Anyway, I rolled a
Actual elephants
17
do
on
that.
my health check.
Okay. What she said is true. She's as healthy as she could possibly be.
She's one of Queen Henry the Eighth's
Right.
history reference.
But she's not in good condition.
She is in the best
Wait.
health she can be.
Wasn't Henry VIII the guy who killed his horse with soap cakes?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I think that's actually Charles.
Say that.
So there's
sentence.
nothing I could do
Was-
to help her.
She's in no need of help.
She's in no need of help.
She would not request for help.
Pertinent question.
Not everybody who's broken.
So say what sentence you just said. One more
Was Henry VIII the guy who killed his favorite horse with bath buns and chocolate cake?
No, Henry VIII. Henry VIII, 6
Am I thinking
wives
of
he
Louis?
wedded.
I'm thinking
One
of
Louis
died,
XVI.
one survived,
Yeah,
two
Louis XVI,
beheaded,
that's the
two
one.
divorced, and two
The Mad
beheaded.
King.
Yeah, him.
You're so confused.
There's actually two. There's
Yeah.
also
No,
Sorry.
Henry VIII, 6 wives he wedded. One died, one survived, two divorced, two beheaded.
Very cool.
He just went through a lot of wives.
All of them had apparently bad blood. Wink wonk.
yeah. They none of them could have children. Wonder whose problem that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's clear that the
Makes you
weather's
wonder
warm.
about the few children he did have.
Whether
Some-
they were
some-
really
We were
his.
trying to like be sarcastic and go around it. Like there's no need to like go into it.
She totally wants to stab it right in the heart.
I like to stab things.
Yeah, like we're just like circle.
She is a barbarian. She is a barbarian.
Anyway.
Besides for building their palisades, it'll be done where we say.
Well, it's just a tent.
It's
They
a
say
tent.
palisade. It's not a.
Then it's a pavilion.
I got a question for you. Where does a 8,000-pound elephant sit?
Anywhere it
Where
wants.
to.
Nice.
But not on me.
Nice.
Don't worry, I'll make sure that doesn't happen. That I would be offended if they did that to you.
Well, when they use the term palisade, it has more to do with the fact that they make even their camping positions defensible. They're still very matronly tribal, so their outer wall is a series of sticks, basically. So it fits both descriptions. So it is a pavilion
Okay.
palisade.
Good, they brought their own quarters.
Cool.
'Cause I don't know where we could put them.
I think I would try to go around to introduce myself to all of these auntly advisors.
Okay. So I'll give you their names and we can figure out which one's which personality-wise in a bit. Mabel's one you already talked to. She actually pronounces it a little slower. She pronounces it as Maybell, which kind of fits with the southern drawl she speaks with. Her sister is Augusta. Her brother's wife is Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Hello.
And
Atlanta.
from the king's other side of the family is Bertha and Beulah.
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 style.
Beluah.
Close. Beulahh.
L.A.
H.
Okay.
Do they have an equivalent of a general?
And the Padishah's actual name is Drusilla.
Oh God.
Goes with her teeth.
Drusilla. D-R-U-S-I.
No, Cilla. Drucilla.
C-I-L-L.
Yep. I actually met a Drusilla once. She fits the description I give for her perfect.
Yep, just try to be all nice and friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure he doesn't accidentally make himself
The,
look like a bachelor.
the two, yeah, exactly. That.
There's
Listen,
In other words, she acts as your
Out of
wingman.
character.
Listen, the only person at this table who thinks I am that is you.
That's why she's so protective.
Exactly.
very.
Don't worry. He'll eventually get over the STD. I mean, eventually.
Wow.
That would do it. See, that would just keep him off your case.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that just went there.
Whoa. God damn. All right.
Suffering from temporal disorder? What?
Do we have like a?
Nope.
Nope.
Not getting out of that
You
one.
did not save that one.
If you had time storms in your own area, why in heck don't they go into their own time storms and bring out weapons?
Because that's a dangerous ass idea.
Because they're royalty.
And that.
Well,
Do they have
why
like
do
a
they expect
higher
us to
equivalent
go
of a
into
general?
Because we're
Right.
powerful
Leader
ass
of
people.
military?
I'm glad you asked that.
I'm not about to go
Um,
into
Because
a
we're not
time
wrong
storm.
enough.
Oh, sorry.
You asked the right question. Beulah, the two B's, are their military commanders.
Beulah and
Bertha.
Bertha.
Bertha and Beulah. The M's are their merchants.
There's only one M. You mean A?
No. M is their merchants, and A is their intelligence. The two A's are
Yes.
their intelligence gathering.
Atlanta and
Augusta.
And there's only one that's Maple.
Yes.
Right.
She's the general.
No, she is market.
She's their PR.
Mercantile.
She's PR, making sure everything goes okay.
That's the reason why she's in front. Or the face, at least.
Yeah.
So I'd like to meet up with them because this is a weird. So I'm sorry, I had to go deal with them for a minute. They asked you. They felt slighted because they wanted other weaponry.
They want other weaponry because they're having time storm issues.
Okay. They think
want to-
other weaponry is the only way to solve a time.
No, they want to defend from something coming out of a time storm.
Did they mention what it was?
No.
Brilliant.
Well, I'll just go ask them.
Well, we'll do that.
Wait for them to get there.
Yeah.
I'm just.
That way, they can receive you as you choose. So
Very cool.
if you only want to talk to the military ones, you can talk to them. If you want to talk,
will be ready to receive you as they wish to receive you.
right?
Okay.
Stupid power move.
Divide and conquer. I mean, share the wealth. I mean,
So I was thinking maybe we could offer to take care of their time storm problem.
How? I mean, look at where they come
well,
from.
you have
We could offer to look into it. Is what all I'm saying.
mechanically, you have a time storm scoreboard of one draw and one destruction.
Well, we have the code of the time storms. We know what a time storm is doing just by looking at it. We could offer to go assess their situation at the very least.
Wait a minute, we have so many other important things that need to be done.
Just a
Getting
suggestion.
hold of a prism is one of them.
And a really good way
And
to
there
find.
was a shard, too. But the shard, the last time I knew it, was taken in the third iteration.
So we can do things in other iterations simply because I probably shouldn't be saying this. We can do things in other eras because we figured out that remember a while back that we figured out there's a couple of different ways to resolve this. One of them was to go through the different eras and prevent like one of the big initial arrivals. We could do that. Alternatively, we could draw a blank and figure out what I'm trying to talk about. There we go. Alternatively, do you know where any of these prisms are now?
Well, there was
One was stolen from me.
no, that was a shard. A shard is a
Oh,
fraction
gotcha.
of a prism, right?
So
That's my
Do
understanding.
you know where a shard is in the now?
There was a poem about where each one of these things was.
Right.
I
remember that
don't
part.
have the poem. It came before my time.
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Go ahead and Olma if you want to make your roll.
Oh boy.
Unless you want to
Yeah.
physically choose to come over, because this is your bailiwick.
I kind of. Allie doesn't remember the entire poem, but
I have a poem.
Okay.
Do you want me to just read it off real quick?
You have the whole.
I have a poem. Oh, sorry.
Why not?
Is the
Natural
one
20.
Well done.
Almost.
Oh no, she's doing her thing again.
that's getting old.
Welcome, Alma.
Implying that she
Thank
isn't
you,
ready.
Mary.
No, she doesn't have this white hair yet.
Sorry.
No problem. I'm not sure we're talking about the same poem.
One there is whose race is done, one from a land beneath one sun, one who sits upon a throne, one dwells in a dwarvish hold, another in the highlands grown, one from a land that elf kind shun, and one there is not one.
Well,
Is that
one's
the
in
poem?
Nyx.
No, that's
or-
the who.
The who?
She's talking about the where.
Okay.
One should say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There should be one
Well,
about justice.
you can probably work through them if them,
There's one about justice. There's one about strength. There's one about
he. Let me see if I can go find it.
But that's
But that's what.
that was the one that I was referring to.
Right. That's the who. It's the.
yeah.
It
That's,
sounds like it's a bunch of who's.
yes.
It is. It's 7.
Cool. Maybe
From
we
a
should
race
split
that
up.
is done. It's run its course, it is no more.
That would be the Dayan.
That
At
would
this
be the
point.
Dan. Yeah, at this point,
So it'd be somebody who's of Dayan ancestry.
Davros of Dan.
And
Whoever or whatever it is now, it's still mucking up everything.
Doggone it, those crazy people in the past, they should just stop.
They don't belong here. Messing up the now.
Messing up the now. Stop it already.
So what is the one that says the place elves shun? Is that referring to Nyx or something else?
Well, it probably wouldn't refer to their homeland. That'd be weird if they shunned their homeland. It's not Tertius Initiatus Secundus. I know that.
Right. Didn't have any of those.
We were supposed to find the prisms and assemble them. Or that was my estimation.
Yes, that's one of the many
Uh,
things that we need to get done. But there's a lot of things that need to get done.
Yeah, but I still think we need to tackle big things. Running around after the others right now is not the big thing. Getting this person others' weapons is not the big thing.
Fair enough.
And besides that, she sounds like she wants to
Once we assemble the prisms, what happens then?
gain more territory and expand her kingdom, whatever it is.
How much power do the prisms contain?
They're magic, so
Alright.
they can bend reality if you wanted to.
Well, not to say that we got there first, but we kind of have him.
Oh, look what I just found. The Book of Lorethal. Wonder if I can find it in there.
Ooh, maybe. He
The
might
book
wrote,
of what?
I think he wrote it down there.
No, there was that player Lorethal. That player who played Lorethal gave me his notes through Oma. Let's see.
So do we have where's?
We're getting there.
But there was a piece of prism in Fulcrum.
It was.
Okay, here it is. And this actually comes from her mouth without her realizing that she knew it. Because the only way to get this is from Olma. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and strength rests in the power of numbers. The youth is in the breast of the older, and death is found in the arms of slumber. Heat you'll find in the core of colder, and seeds are found in the wall of lumber. And that was actually, she states that, but it's actually in ancient Elvish. So
Wall.
it's before the Eldrin were even called such.
I would like to write that down on my end if you
The
don't mind.
seeds are found in the wall of lumber. Could that be
You can.
referring to a forest?
Could be. Could also be a place. It all depends on how you look at it. Beauty in the eye of the beholder. Is it actually about a physical beholder, or is it about
Guy who's beholding something.
a mountain named after a beholder?
Strength.
John, I think you'll get a kick out of this.
Or it could be the more classic sense.
Nice.
What's that?
Her interpretation of that piece of the
Nice.
puzzle. I like how your beholder as a sphere has become like a SpongeBob SquarePants version. And I'm not round. I'm trying to stay in shape. Round is a shape.
I'm hanging around.
By the way, I'll note that it took the adventuring group from Cauldron 3 years to get to this piece, whereas the original group got to it in, I think, 9 weeks.
Yep.
Well,
Got to what piece?
This puzzle piece, the poem.
well
But that's because back then it was actually in lore. You could actually go to a library and look it up. But because of the revening, all those records were destroyed.
Journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step.
Single
John.
step.
Yep.
So are all these names fragments of a prison?
No, they're the fragments of each and every prism. Beauty is actually a bow. And then there are a bunch of other weapons that represent justice, youth, and seed.
What one represents?
Wait, none of the way. Justice was never mentioned.
Do you
No,
know,
just
there was
as a
still
little
the
mention.
armor or
Sorry.
armor of self.
No, what's his name got?
Simon.
No, what's his name got
Simon.
the?
Simon.
Simon.
One guy got the hammer of justice because he, as a player, was constantly
Oh.
being too much of a brawler. He would do like the Sunday's Monster Hunter and just attack willy nilly. So I gave him a weapon called the Hammer of Justice.
That's why.
Very cute.
Justice.
But those are 7 weapons. I don't want a weapon. I want.
I want
At
Sure.
7, it's 6.
Well, the shards,
Beauty, strength, youth, death, heat, and seed.
Yes.
and those are the prisms.
Well,
Are they?
sounds like
Yes.
one of them is part of your number. Because numbers is capitalized. And Green Veil is all about numbers.
How so?
I mean,
Only
how
word that
so?
was- It's the only word that was not out of sequence, not capitalized, right?
What do you mean, John? You got
what do you mean,
something going
how
on.
so?
Why is
Because your phrase is we are
We
many."
are enough, for we are the many. Your thing is numbers. The more life there is, the better. So you guys usually have a large membership where you pool to the masses. You are many. You are the numbers. So I figured one of these guys would lie with you. Or at least somebody within the Green Veil would have knowledge of it.
yes, but right now I don't even know where there's the only veil I knew of was back in Cauldron. Out, the green.
The
whatever.
Veil moves with you. You are a very powerful representation of that. There's not a temple set up for you somewhere in town? I doubt that.
No, in fact, I need to set one up.
I imagine there's already one
I
waiting
need to
for you.
set one up.
Okay.
I've waited for him.
But because of the fact that you guys have been traveling and such, It's only been a couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
more than likely there's just local independent worship waiting for someone of your rank or stature to step to the plate and do your job.
Yeah, and I do have gold, so I can do that
It
too.
won't cost money.
Okay.
Remember, there's 3 things you can
She
resource
will
out.
go to someplace where there's a very nice tree or a group of trees and call for worship.
East side or west side of the river?
Ooh.
East wind or west wind?
Cauldron side or Swarthier side? Cauldron's going to have more trees.
On
So you're
the
gonna.
east side,
So are you building it in the kingdom of Florin, or are you building it in the upon the plains of Swarthier?
in the kingdom of Florida. On the east side of the river, east because that's where the dawn rises.
East?
That's where
No,
like,
it'd be west.
huh?
Look at your map.
Okay. So I'm not that far away from here because the people are here, right?
Right. So you're on the Swarthier side of the river, which means you're on the east side of the river. If you want to be where the trees are, you've got to cross back over to be on the Cauldron side, which is the west side of the river.
Okay, then I will go. Okay, I will go to the west side of the river where there are trees. That part's important.
Okay.
She
Yes.
will set a symbol.
But before you go very far, the Green Veil people, if all you do is just say, "Hey, I'm preparing to go build our place," it's like Aaron speaking to the nation. The people will just flock towards you,
Okay.
and a bunch of freeloaders will as well. Those that you wouldn't want to follow you, but are looking for handouts, but they're willing to go do the work for food because it's that bad of an economy.
That's what I'm going to have to come up with as soon. Wait, I can create food, but not that much. I don't think. How much can I actually create?
Do you have create food and water?
I create food and water, but it's not much in the way of food. But
It's like-
good.
But you can upcast it, I
For
think.
30 people.
I can upcast it. Okay.
All right.
So she'll look.
So you want to do that instead of talking with our new visitors?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right now, I
She's
think
taking herself out of the equation.
they can.
You were doing your martial training. Did this new visitors pique your interest enough for you to?
Yeah.
So you're gonna send one of your lieutenants out for P90 training for today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have
We
ever-
need you to carry logs out to the new Greenvale Temple. Hookah,
And
hookah.
squat while you
Okay.
do it.
Lunge the whole way there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Elephant walk. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Are you going to be joining us, meeting with a bunch of these nobles, noble person?
Yes.
As
As the old noble person, or as the
the old noble.
impetuous barbarian person?
I'm sorry, did I offend you with that comment? I was being really sincere.
Oh, okay. Probably Azulma because Umar is too embarrassed to just keep an eye on him.
I mean, to be fair, they met Umara. If you suddenly showed up in the same body with
That's her.
different hair, acting as a different person, they might think you're batshit insane.
Okay.
Yeah, what'd you do? Send your grandmother? Yeah, that would be.
Yeah. That'd be a little weird.
Yeah.
People would be thrown off by that. Hearts and minds, people.
As
Bye,
that
have
said,
fun.
like almost
Okay,
just
so two of you.
beats it out.
Which do you want to meet with first? Because they don't want to meet with you independently. They each want to. I mean,
I
they
got
don't want to meet
Bertha
with you
and-
collectively. They want to meet independently.
I got Bertha and Beulah, if that's okay.
But you said, oh yeah, you are coming. Yep.
Yes. So, wait, we're splitting up to talk with each group individually.
Yep.
Brilliant. All right, I will talk with Mabel, and you can talk with the general, and I guess you can have fun with talking with intelligence.
Oh, look at the look she gave you. That
I
was-
don't know why she keeps thinking I'm being more sassy than I am. Gosh.
No, but I'm just thinking, really? You're sending the barbarian for intelligence.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
and, the other alternative is to send the barbarian to talk to the person who's actually in charge.
Cool.
You're the one who started the self-degradation topic. You don't
Yeah.
get to complain that I continued it.
Right. Also, you're not too. You're actually kind of surprised, but Babar is out there helping you carry logs and whatever.
Aw.
Oh, thank you.
Don't mention it. I'm so glad to see people of true faith being proactive about their belief structures in this time of
In our time of need.
no, in this time of consolidation and compromise. It's good to see people of principle holding to their own individual views. Matter of fact, if I ever
Serving.
when I you may not know this about me, but when I do present myself as a representative of my kingdom, my color of choice is, of course, always green.
For we are many.
Always great.
Have you ever seen any Babar cartoons? Always in the green
Green
suit.
vet, green suit. Oh man, that is a memory I don't remember having.
Call back. He does. He wears a green suit.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I read the books.
Nice.
Didn't he marry his cousin?
No,
All right, we're gonna
his
go,
true love.
We're gonna go down a Wikipedia
I
trip. Here we
distinctly
go.
recall there was some form of cousin.
She looks
married
at him
that
for a
went
moment.
Celeste is her name.
Yes,
Sense
Celeste
motive.
is her name.
Do you find it a color of convenience or a color of belief?
Ooh.
He looks at you kind of funny, and he goes, "No, life matters more than anything else. All of the purpose of traveling in the world is to expand the number of sentient beings in the world."
Okay, that is a 23 cents motive.
Yeah, he's totally trying to hit on you.
Oof. Oh, it is good you hold such strong beliefs in such. The important thing is to remain true to them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
She doesn't roll her eyes or do anything like that, and she said, let us set about raising a proper abode of worship. And then she,
A building, point of contact. You don't want to raise it. That's what we do to the opposition.
He's,
You raise their buildings. You build ours.
yeah, we called it a barn raising out in the village.
Yes, you call it a barn raising. You don't raise houses of worship. You build houses of worship.
Build on. Okay, she goes over. quietly,
Rural
and
worshiper, urban worshiper.
She goes over quietly. I don't know anything about building anything. Please, and this one thing help me, so I don't build something that falls down on your worshipers.
Even as you're asking that question, you hear shouts as this young, surprisingly strapping young dwarf starts shouting instructions and commands and guidance. He sees you seeming to be in prayer, and he approaches in somewhat of a deferential mode and goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to assume your role, but I am Delphus, and I am a engineer of sorts for the people of the Grund, and as children of the hills, we understand things like drainage and
All the things that are needed for a
engineering.
building.
Yes.
You're an answer to a prayer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much for recognizing it, and I will be here as often as you need.
Thank you. And let's get this thing done. So she lends a hand in whatever she can do, because it's as much her temple as anybody else's. And she'll make sure that she'll send somebody off for
So-
water to keep.
Babar's made it clear that he's willing to talk to you if you have any questions about what goes on within his kingdom too, because I'm sure that our culture doesn't match with yours exactly, and you might be confused by my rank and role compared to that of my half sister
While she's working
Drusilla.
and doing what she has to do. I'd never heard of a matriarchy before, so I take it that the women are in control of the government or in the leadership positions.
There's no leadership that is not done without the matriarchs.
Okay.
It has forever been the bringers of life that make the difference with us.
Okay. I don't question your position because I understand that they have to interface with the rest of us that are not matriarchs. Matriarchy? Matriarchy?
That are not matriarchies.
Not a matriarchy. And I imagine sometimes it's difficult because you really don't have the power, but you are the one that is looked to.
You would be surprised how much power a king can have in his kingdom.
Okay.
Don't take me for a fool. Although I do wear the boots of a fool, I am not one.
I have not taken you for a fool.
Anyway, we should get back to work. We will talk when we have time. And if you have any particular questions, feel free to embrace them.
I will certainly do that. Thank you, sir.
So, are you going to speak with the Parabellum then?
I have a few questions to ask.
Heroes Feast feeds how many?
I don't know, 50? I don't know.
That sounds right.
How many? Heroes Feast. And
Bertha Beulah.
I could maybe upcast
I will.
it.
Oh, by the way, are you related? Are you
I don't
involved
have
with the
heroes
development
feast.
of Draconia? Because
12,
they're definitely looking
13.
for a leader.
Huh?
13 creatures in total.
This warms
Okay.
my already
Figure
very, very,
Cold
very
So
hot.
can I upcast it?
No, I'm a
And what
I
level
breathe
is it?
fire.
5th, I believe.
Beulah. I
How many
don't.
spells do I have?
I have a very
think
warm
I
heart.
only have two.
Ah. Good, but yes, just let you
Six.
know.
It's a sixth level.
Yeah,
Upcasting does not
Draconia
Shoot,
had
I only
a.
have one spell.
So
They had a chosen one. They were grooming to be their leader.
What happened to them?
They tragically died on a crossing of the Tween Sea aboard a vessel known as the Borealis.
I will.
Some
definitely say
suggest
that.
Some suggest it might have been assassination. Others say she was shanghaied. Still others believe that she might one day rise again.
Well, I'm definitely. I know, to answer your question, I'm not of Dragonia, but I definitely. Draconia.
No, Dragonia. You're right, Dragonia.
Dragonia, yes. I'm not of Dragonia, but might make it a priority of mine one to become one of
Well,
them.
you're not that far away. You know, it's only just down the river.
Really?
Yeah.
Epic. Well, yes, thank you for telling that. I have several questions.
Well, you're of the same coloration as she was, so perhaps you're
So you're,
destined for some form of greatness.
so you're saying my chances of becoming
the chosen,
influential in Dragonia are
extremely high, especially since you are considerably more Dragonian even than she. For she was only a dragonborn. She was not a half dragon.
well. I will consider it, but take in mind that this isn't actually my natural state.
How could it be otherwise with those fine teeth and the musculature of your jaw? The very stance of your shoulders shows the lordliness of your rank.
Great. It's a long story, but anyway, I have questions to ask you about your militia down in the Swarth area.
Well, we didn't used to have one. We've been forced to create one in the shadow of the broadcast.
I see. And how's that going?
Well, considering that we have heard rumors that the others are doing experimentation upon our kind,
Yes,
rather boils our blood.
that's fair enough.
And the biggest challenge you'd be surprised is to find pachyderm men, males of our species, willing to actually step to the bar and prepare for war.
So there's a lack of them.
Not a lackluster. They're
You
not
ever, Are you
enthusiastic.
familiar with the term draft?
No. Usually that refers to a cool breeze running through the house that chills the bones on a hot summer evening.
Can
Oh
I?
wow, that was very southern. Wow. All right.
That's because
I
I forgot
believe-
Can I draw on wares here?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
A draft is when a government of a state declares that a certain percentage of its population must be geared and go to war. It's a mandatory.
They chuckle a bit and they say, "Oh, we would never do that unless we were attacked."
That's kind of what drafts do. But anyway, yes. You said you have assembled something of a military. Oh, what does it look like? What I'm talking.
They
numbers.
have tusks and ears and
I'm talking numbers. What's a head count? How many do you have?
500.
Wow.
Okay,
To cover
I
the
have
entire nation.
like. Okay, that's actually quite a bit compared to my army.
What?
Yeah.
How big is the nation from which you come? 1 hex? The Swarthier Plain is thousands of hexes? Or at least hundreds of hexes?
Think about it this way: there are 200,000 people.
I know.
living there.
I know. It's
It's an
it's not-
insubstantially low number.
I know there's 200,000. It's not a lot. Yes, I know that. But
You're just appreciating what you can get.
What?
You're appreciating what you can get.
No, he's really just becoming aware of the scale.
that's not good. I think you need a draft.
Oh, well, you don't have... You realize that we are not the only species on the plane.
You have other section?
Of course.
Okay.
And they don't answer us, we don't answer them. We are, after all, pretty much familial and tribal in nature.
You sound like you're very... I don't want to say primitive. You're different than us. Normally what would happen...
Oh, you mean the same conversation that the others had with you guys about being...
No, I mean...
Watch yourself,
How do
Corey.
you cope in wartime? How do you gather an army?
Okay. Whoa. In the last 120 to 1,500 years, there hasn't been a war.
You need serious help, don't you?
Then why don't you go back to your land?
Jesus.
So you have 500 to defend a land that is...
Yes, but if we only had 500 of those rifles like you have, we wouldn't have to fear.
I would say equipment is second to heads. You need a lot more heads than what you have already, and then we can talk armament.
Well, you would have to perhaps talk to the Pongids and the Gazaran and the Faun
You know what?
and the Satyrs.
I just might do that for you.
Okay.
But I thought so. I have more questions. Do you have any kind of so you have 500 pachyderms,
Yes.
and what are you doing equipment wise?
Short sword and spear in the way of the ancients. Leather armor, greaves.
Oh no, I just feel bad.
What armor do we need? Look at the height of us.
Okay, all right. These people need help, but I don't think I have time to help them.
He says to no one in particular because the other two people at this table.
I know.
Right,
I'm
you're
just
by
saying.
yourself.
Out of character, I know.
Okay.
So
No, you don't have time to help them.
So that brings us to what we are willing to offer you.
what's that?
In the center of the plains, there is a ancient city abandoned long ago.
Called Trantor?
No.
Just Just checking.
You still looking for that city, are you? No, the city is. Let's see. Oh yeah, we consider it to be a religious site because of its name. It is called Lumber, and it refers to its original king Lum,
Mm-hmm.
and it is built on the root of something that we have called the home tree. Basically, it is a mountain that from a distance literally looks like a tree trunk cut off at the base with a city built atop it.
You wouldn't happen to know of any seeds in this lumber?
What, I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind. It was just another question. So if I give you my other weapons I have access to, you'll give me the city lumber.
I'll give you access to the city.
Access, okay. Well, it just so happens that lumber is actually high on our group's priority list, so
Really? Why would that be?
we have an interest in it.
How would you even know until I mentioned that it even existed?
Because of the poem.
Really? Tell me about the poem.
The poem. Oh.
You just learned about it. You're writing it out. This is totally a Miri moment.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Woo!
What poem? Did I say a poem?
I can't do it right now.
I didn't say poem.
What did you say?
It's a term used to describe an archer for where I come from, because their bows sound poetic.
Well,
Wow.
really stuck the landing there.
Their
Evil
words
Knievel.
do like arrows strike. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, you could say that in a capacity. So, you need help. I wish I could help you. In fact, do we know anyone that can help these poor?
You're gonna go out and ask them?
No. So, I will later though.
Alas, our time of audience has come to an
Yes,
end.
we
We will
agree.
speak again later.
Thank you for your audience.
Yes, and for clarification, they do call themselves Parabellum,
It's a good name.
especially after I realized where it came from.
This,
Good old Latin. The old prophecy is if you seek peace,
Be prepared for war.
be prepared for war, and the word "prepare for war" is Parabellum.
500 pachyderms.
All right, so let's go to the intelligence agencies.
Oh boy.
Yay.
Notice their names were A and A.
Before I go in, how Deno should I ask them anything?
Ask them if they have, they're intelligence people. Ask them if they know anything about the array or the annihilation beam.
Others?
You feel more than free to tell them about what phase 2 is, because I'd like to get to that as soon as possible.
Remind me what phase 2 is?
We take back our cities, but we can only do that once we get rid of the annihilation ray. But we need to figure out how to do that. I don't think these people have an answer considering their lackluster amount of interactions with others, but
I
you
have
never
an
know.
idea about the array.
And what is
but
the
I'll bring it up
array
later.
you're referring to?
The way they're doing their annihilation beams.
Consecration or Halloween takes like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to do that.
Yeah, no, I've been
Okay,
thinking of
I
the array.
All right. So you walk in, and Augusta is standing. Atlanta is sitting. Augusta goes, "Okay. We admit it. We are here simply on a spying mission."
Inside check.
These elephants are kind of blunt.
7. They're on a
You
spy
wonder at her motivation for saying such a thing.
mission. Why do you think you're spies?
Think Well, gosh, we are coming to a foreign land, and the first thing we're going to be asking about is kind of personal. Like, why did you run? We've heard rumors that you abandoned Cauldron to the others, giving them access to the homes of the nobles without a single fight.
Just tell them about the raid.
We saw a beam come from the skies, and it annihilated a majority of already ground and rubble.
But
We're
where?
not-
What are you talking about? The beam did not strike your city until at least a week after their arrival.
We had
You abandoned the city. People I've already spoken with, but even I was just talking to the people that helped me set up the.
So we should have stayed and
Pavilion.
had all of our citizens murdered because they were bystanders.
No, I certainly would have fought. You are the war making arm of your city.
Okay.
You're not defenders.
be-
You were called champions of the city at one point.
Okay, just because
Look,
just because I'm a barbarian, just because I happen to be a defender, does not mean that we go in and just go rah. That's a
Really? That's what the-
misconception.
That's what I thought barbarians did. Just
Well,
go
you
rah.
have a misconception of barbarians. You have to think before you go rah.
Oh, okay.
at
So I get
everything.
it. You are considering yourself to be misconception.
Sure, I'm misconception. We did not want to give our lands back, but we had many liabilities that could have been struck away.
Okay. So how do you account for the fact that you have weaponry belonging to the others? Are you not
Those were
commiserating with
gathered
them?
after.
Before.
Those were gathered after.
Okay, just making sure. I'm just making sure. I plead the fifth. I'm not here. Just.
I know what
Sky!
Omar knows what she's saying.
Okay. Sorry for butting in.
Well, we're just trying to ascertain the actual threat that the others portend. And just 2 days ago, we saw the brilliant light, and that was the reason why we diverted our course, headed for Bridgeton, given what we saw on the mountainside.
Yes, and we saw what firsthand what those beams could do. And we didn't want that to happen to our people
But
because
it happened to your city nonetheless.
it happened to the city, not the people inside of it. That was our first concern, is to get an evacuation going.
And how many of those were you able to recoup into a viable fighting force?
are you there to get questioned or do the questioning?
They are intelligence agents, so. They already told her that they're spies.
Kind of rude.
How
Not
rude to actually
yet.
announce that.
Not everyone is equipped to go to war immediately.
Well, it's good that we happen to have a bit of a network that could be of assistance to you.
I'm listening, but it's not guaranteeing anything.
You heard of the three blind mice?
Have you heard of the three blind mice? Have you heard of them?
Probably.
I'm asking you. Have you heard of the three blind mice?
Allie or Umar? Because Allie knows what the three blind mice are.
The three blind mice of Nycos. You've heard of
Oh,
them.
no. I
Is that
am
good?
not aware of the three blind mice.
Well, that's because they're so good at their job that you won't find them.
Tell you, Sec-Gen Alley Bashers.
It's a subsection of them, as a matter of fact, but you're not even here, so hush you.
If they are so well hidden, how can we find them and utilize
Well, as it happens, they are a part of our network.
them? Of course.
They terrify most of our adversaries with their stealth and their ferocity. Everyone knows how terrifying field mice are, after all. And if they're field agent mice, even worse.
Yeah, they're scary people. So
Scary rice people.
So they tell me that your brilliant speech made by the broadcaster was actually a ruse, a goad to attempt to draw the others out.
how would it be a ruse? And
Because from what I understand, the broadcast was even heard by all of them. So he was willingly sharing with the others a strategy that you were undertaking. That sounds like a high form of treason.
there are forms of magic that require very specific rulings and guidings, and one of the
Right, and if I was talking to a wizard, I'd worry about that. But I'm asking you as a tactician why you would allow your voice box to make such a open approach to this.
maybe to make the others fear us, or either if they can't understand us, they can't understand us because they speak a different language.
That's true. That's true. Was in common.
So how would it be treason if they can't even understand what the words that got me out there?
Fair enough. So you tell me what was going on then.
We wanted to. We see the others as a threat to Nycos, and we want to take our cities back, which is.
But
part
they didn't
two.
bother us. He actually called for all of us to join together, but they didn't bother us.
We were asking help for any sentient being for assistance.
Right. Right. But I'm just saying, they're not apparently a threat to us at all.
They're going to be a threat eventually. They're going to bulldoze everything and anything in their path. They are taking your
Spoken like every tyrant ever.
They are taking your people and experimenting on them. You don't think this
That is
laws-
problematic. That is problematic, but we're not certain that that might not have been confusion.
No.
Simply, if we had spoken to them in advance, perhaps we could have avoided that
No,
complex
they
step.
think that uterine is a disease.
And how do you know this? Or what's your? Where did this belief come from?
Intel from an actual other.
Oh, you've actually got intel. Now we're in a position to broker. Before we're just spies, now we'll be allies. You tell us what you know of the others, and I will tell you what we know about the operations that are going on extra-coastally.
Extra what?
Coastally.
Coast?
The Swarthier Plains has one of the longest contiguous coasts, and we have intelligence from all along that region intertrade.
The others believe that Vex is an illness that.
I'm sorry, Vex?
Or
Limb?
Is a contamination.
Magic.
they don't understand what Vex is.
It's a
Vex
contamination.
is
Magic.
magic. Anything, we breathe it, we live it.
Yeah, as you noted, we're not really big on the magic aspect of things.
Well, you have magic, but then you as well, just not enough to conjure.
Now, see, our parents always taught us that, but then we grow up in a plains where we live in basically mud huts, and
Those
follow
mud
the
huts
grass.
have Vex in them as well, because everything that exists has Vex.
okay, I'll just go with that. That's fine. That's fine.
They believe that Vex is an illness.
What do you know of the other? Now that you've mentioned that you've spoken with one or have gathered your intelligence from one, tell us what you know, and we will trade for what we know. And let's start it off. There are more than 10, possibly 12 locations along the Swarthier coast where vessels that were described to us by other groups as transports from the others have been sighted along the Swarthier coast. And we will come back to our conversation in a minute because we're going to move on to the next one.
Sure.
So I gave you something in trade for. You want to think about what you're going to give me in trade. All right, in to talk to Maybell.
Howdy.
And you walk in. She is in rather, for a pachyderm, rather provocative dress. She's got a low cut with lacy on.
Decolletage.
Yes,
Or what?
decolletage.
He's like 9 months old.
Listen, it's just normal. I go to talk to women when they're on their own. They feel like dressing down. I don't know why they do it. They just do it. It makes no sense to me.
Especially the one
I
that
should-
sits down and done nothing.
I should probably mention the fact that I disintegrated the last lady who did this to me. I probably won't, but it's probably mildly pertinent information. Regardless, you may continue, Dungeon Master.
Thank you. The fan she's using is particularly ornate compared to the one she was using before, and she's rather deft with its use, snapping it closed when she makes points, and hiding coyly behind it when she's waiting for one of your answers. She also is surprisingly graceful for someone of her mass.
Girth.
Yes, think along the lines of the hippopotamuses from Fantasia, and you'll get an idea of how dainty she is.
Moto likes you.
See, I thought of that like a long time ago, and I wouldn't say anything.
You do realize that he, the angel, almost the devil, granted you permission to continue.
Good thing you're not here to deal with it.
Whoa.
Anyway, so she ushers you in and says, "Oh, please have a seat. Have a julep.
Planning on.
There's hors d'oeuvres as well.
No, thank you. I'm
My
not
favorite of the lizard's eyeballs.
I'm not eating or drinking as much.
Uh,
Comes with the whole.
That was a hot dessert reference that I got.
Regardless, so
Huck the Slayer box.
you are. I'm going to be a little bit poignant. It would appear that you're the person who's actually in charge of this operation.
I am a mere vassal to the Patache.
Right. In other words, you are in charge of this operation.
As you say.
Okay. There's a camera right there. Let's go from the top. Let's go at it from the top, rather. That way we can have a nice, new, reintroduce the conversation where we don't have to hide words because of open spaces and prying ears. And
Sure.
silence. So, you came here because this is the part where you fill in the rest of that sentence.
So, what you're asking is, why did we come here?
That's what I just said, yes.
Just clarifying.
And it's been clarified. It is.
I came here because one of my agents has ceased to report on the goings-on among the mortals, and I need to gather additional information.
Pause. You mean mortals or mortals?
I refer to humans all as mortals. I apologize for didn't mean to.
I would request a differentiating.
I do. I don't speak of mortals as the others.
I request that for the ease of conversation between your members and my members, and more specifically between you and me, that if you're referring to a human who is descended from the sky to, murder all of us or do other unsavory things to us, that you call them another. If they were already existing on Nycos and are in fact Nycosians, you may call them humans. So I am not trying to change a culture. For the ease of communication, please.
You just perhaps don't understand enough about SecGen's history, because we as heirs to the role of mortals, humans, there's a need to acknowledge all of our ancestors with respect, and to understand that they're
Mortals is a term of respect.
absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. It comes with the wings. Usually, it's kind of the other way around.
No. You. What you don't understand is they, unlike we, at least according to our belief structure, have the possibility of recursion. They have a possibility of returning to this world.
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation, resurrection, raise dead. None of that works on sector.
You can't raise dead a sect gen?
No. Something horrible happens whenever you do.
I've been getting confused over all this. Cord is not a sect gen, or it is a sect gen?
No.
Never was.
Never was, okay. That's a weird little tidbit. I did not know that.
Yeah, Goliaths are a unique separation. Apparently, in the pre-Revening days, they were not seen as sect gen, and
It's like,
therefore
would you call it Jace's section?
It's like saying.
Okay. I get it. I just thought Cord was a sect gen. I get it. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I apologize.
Wow.
Regardless,
We'll talk about this later.
it's weird that you can't. So, I understand you have your own cultures and whatnot, but I'm trying to wage a war, and if I don't have clear communication,
Sure.
information gets muddled. So, if you
Sure.
would do me a favor, if they come from the sky, they're others. If they already exist on the planet, you can keep calling them mortals. But if they
how
come
about if
from
we
the
just call
sky,
them men?
you're seemingly missing the point. I'm asking for a distinction,
I
not a
had
broad
already agreed
term,
with that.
a distinction.
I'd already agreed with that.
Okay, so
I never referred to them as mortal.
okay, when I asked you that, you said that you referred to both of them as mortals. When I asked for clarification, you did. So I'm just others mortals. Got it. Cool.
Fair enough.
You may continue. I apologize.
No, that's simply fine. At some point during the Revening, we ascended.
Congratulations.
Well, our ascension was not without cost because we gave up our mortality and became less than none.
You have my condolences.
Well, thank you.
Regardless, so you came here. Let me see if we're.
I came here
because one of your
because
individuals was
I
no
came
longer
here
formally.
because someone here defeated at some point in the past and has now removed from our records the name of the he who would have saved us.
Do you want us to help you figure out who this person is?
Well, all we have is an image, and it's rather frightening. If you don't mind, I'll send for. And she claps her hands, and in comes a. You hadn't noticed him before, but it's a Pongid, and he's wearing a very loose-fitting shirt. And when she points at him and nods, he removes his shirt and turns around, and on his back is the face that you recognize as that emblem of Tongue Eater.
Oh.
So you're concerned that Tongue Eater was killed.
Is that his name?
That is what the people up here call him, rather.
Good to know. We had lost the knowledge of that with his
Congratulations, you know his name again.
Anyway, he had found apparently the mode of ascension back to our proper place in culture by a conversation he had with the others.
So you are aware that the others have. Okay, the others are attempting to. How do I put this?
Deconstruct.
I'm thinking. So
Ancestry.
got it. We're getting there. So as you mentioned, you are children, several distant children of humans, right?
That's what we believe.
The others have kind of confirmed it. So congratulations, your beliefs have been validated. Yay. The problem is the others, in their attempt to de-secgenify you? Is that what we're going to call it? To make you not secgen and turn you full human.
Our idea would be call it elevation.
Elevation. To elevate you, they have been so far rather unsuccessful.
That's the rumors we've heard.
That is something I will confirm for you. You heard it from me.
Okay. Well,
Sorry,
for us, therefore, the big challenge is that without our guide, this tongue eater, as you call him,
yes.
Without him to guide us
Mm-hmm.
to that level of enlightenment,
Mm-hmm.
we are at a loss on how we can prove our value in the world now.
Last time I checked, whenever a pachyderm walk into a building, people tend to notice.
Yes.
Does that? I know that could obviously be an allusion to your sheer size, and in part it is, but I find it difficult to believe that you think that pachyderms or other sectgen in general have no value in this world. Let me put my...
Well, our role by the tenets of the original sectgen faith are that we were elevated. We were selected to save mortality, and we were denied that by the revenue.
I apologize for that. Me and several individuals are attempting to retrieve information from beyond there.
Yes, and the
Yes.
biggest challenge is that we, as a collective, and particularly of the pachyderm persuasion, have elected to take on the roles of protectors of the storms.
Speaking of which, I suppose we can talk about that now. You said there are threats coming from inside the storms.
No,
No.
I said we are concerned with the
What could be coming from the storms?
no,
No.
with the fact that there are people who are coming for the storms from outside, and we need weapons of the others to protect ourselves from them.
No offense, but earlier I mentioned how a pachyderm walks into a building. A pachyderm walks onto a battlefield and people tend to notice. As far as I can tell, you are a very large and powerful race. You
assume that because we're large, it makes us all fighters?
I assume that because you are large, that means that the fighters among you are exceptionally strong. Look at the Goliaths.
Yes, but we are at the core herd animals,
I acknowledge this.
and we are particularly good at defending our own, and that's as far as that goes.
Okay.
So we tend to be clergy and paladins.
I have noticed this. The question of my man having the weapons of others, he got those through blood, sweat, and tears, and that's all he got with a lot of effort and a lot of trial and error. They're extremely dangerous weapons, and I find it difficult to understand how you guys think that you'll attain enough weaponry for this to...
Oh, he'll teach us.
I'm not saying learn. I'm saying literally get the things.
No, maybe I'm
to use them.
misstating it.
You already have some?
No. What I'm misstating is we already know he will train us.
You already know he will.
He already has.
So then why did you come here then?
Because he hasn't yet.
Oh, it's prophecy.
It's as clear as the words of the oracle's mouth herself.
Prophecy, got it. Anyway, there's of course still the question of actually getting the weapons.
That's precisely why we're having the conversations as we are
Out of
today.
character.
Yeah.
Those weapons I got from refugees that my men stripped and disarmed, and I just picked them out of a box.
Yeah, he didn't do any fighting for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
I'm trying to make you sound cool, but alright.
Yes.
Fine, okay. Just
Because
let you know.
let's switch conversations so you come back to this. So as you get ready to leave, the Parabellum says, "Have you ever seen her?"
Who's her?
The seer.
You have a seer?
There's only but one in the mountains.
I've never seen the seer.
Oh, well, she speaks highly of you. We look forward to the training you will provide us with.
I never promised training. I said you needed help.
No, but we knew that if we came, you would be compelled. How else could the power of the king to become God, how could that form otherwise?
Well, you make a very compelling reason for me to help you, I guess.
Good. Then we look forward to the training
Oh my God.
when you can provide it. We know it's difficult in these times, but know that it needs to happen before Hammerfall.
In case
Well, this
you
is-
haven't looked up in the sky.
Different
Oh.
Hammerfall.
My God.
Haven't we promised ourselves that we're not going back into another time iteration?
I don't remember making that promise to you or anybody.
No, he's actually talked about it several different times. Babs, and he insists on you calling him Babs after a while, is very useful in
Yeah.
working with you and the dwarf to get the structure built.
Babs
He-
is who? Oh,
Babar. Yes.
Babar.
He can carry 2 or 3 logs at a time, and he and the dwarf are steadily building your facility, and it's taking shape in a pretty quick form.
I'll see what I can do and cook to commandeer some food, bread, cheese. I know we're low. I mean, we're not.
He looks at you kind of funny, and Babs reaches with his trunk into one of his shirt pockets and drops a bag in your hand. That should help.
She opens it up.
It's 50 rubies.
Rubies.
So,
That will certainly help. But what I'm going to do now is, can I
He says you'll want to use cool water.
cool water?
Yes.
Do they do something?
Yes, and you better have rather large containers because each one is about 50 gallons.
So she'll see if she can get hold of empty barrels.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Empty barrels. She'll ask people to go around and scrounge empty
Did you
barrels.
ask if the stuff that... Wait.
What? Okay, yes, you would. What does it make?
Oh, they call it gruel.
Gruel.
Gruho.
pretty name that.
I thought Gruel.
Oh yes, that's the kind made by hand. This is something
Different.
rather more efficient and considerably more sumptuous.
And
She'll go ahead and take one of the rubies. 50 gallons ought to feed a lot of people. How many people are here right now?
Probably about 100.
Soup's on!
Chowder.
50 gallons would easily feed that group, I
Mm-hmm.
think. So she gets
okay.
2 barrels, but she'll only get 1. And cool water, she has them to bring.
You're right here by the river, so it's not like
Yeah.
difficult to get water.
Yeah, we'll get the thing filled, and then she says, she kind of stands back and goes like that.
Okay. As the stone falls into the water, there's an internal glow from within the ruby itself, and then it fizzes and froths like it's boiling, and when it's complete, it's almost like a bread-like material. It's kind of has a nutty aroma
Okay.
and is close to 120 degrees coming out of the.
To warm bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's basically it's a bread-like form of Goodberry, only it's basically a multi-dose. It's an
Okay.
army-sized dose.
An army size up. That is a remarkable thing you
He
have.
says those grow naturally in the south.
Wow.
We might need to go there so we can feed this army. Okay, so
Yeah,
that,
you'll have to
she'll
talk.
cre-
You'll have to talk to the Panophites though for that.
The Tenophites?
The Panophites.
Panophites. And what are Panophites?
They're for lack of a better term, a pygmy race, very tiny beings that live along the mountain ridge just
here's-
north of.
Smaller than me?
What's that?
Smaller than me? She's 4'8".
Oh yeah, we're talking 1.5 feet tall. They are. I want to use the word vegetarian, but that's not right. And they're not really vegan. I guess you'd say they are vegetables. They are plant life.
Mechanins.
Panophites.
Omnivores.
Panophites.
They are grass-like beings.
Okay, thank you.
And they actually.
In the other barrel, she does create water.
They used to live in the valley that is now Barbos, but were basically hunted out of extinction. they have this weird ideology that if they are to be servants, they must be treated well, and if they're treated poorly, they provide their captors one last meal. And they basically, well, you'd have to meet one. I'd best leave that till you get a chance to meet them.
Thank you very much. This will certainly help in the days to come.
Now, there's plenty more where that came from. If we can come up with a trade agreement between your people and mine.
I'm not sure what you expect us to trade.
Weapons for information.
Our problem is right now we are gathering weapons just to outfit the people we have.
Yes, and some of them you have are worth more than others, and those that you have that are worth more, we are willing to trade information for that's worth it. Such as where to get more of these.
Okay. I understand you have a source of something that could be useful to us, but I do not know if we have the weapons you need.
These are, by the way, called ruberies.
And if you're talking about other weapons, there's probably as many as we can count on two hands.
A little bit more now that we have Ghost
Not-
Rider.
You don't know, yeah, just
Yeah, but I remember about as many as we can count on two hands.
that would be more than sufficient for what we need.
Well, and they're not mine to get.
I know. That's why I'm only offering you what I can offer you to help.
Okay, thank you.
All
So
hail
she
Veritas.
does see if we can put out some planks on some barrels and make a table and
Sure.
then
Sure.
use
So you're now happy as a camper. You're people fed. All right, back to you.
I'm still waiting on an answer.
And the answer to what?
Oh, you're wanting me to tell you right now? Out of character?
Just something. Just anything, any piece of information that'd be useful.
The candles fall from the sky, so all of the populations on the planet.
No. I mean, from your. You said you have one captive.
Oh, no. I did not say we had one captive. I said that we had interacted.
Yes. So tell me about your interaction. That's what I'm asking about.
And
We did. She did just now. That was one of the things we learned from that interaction.
All right.
I'm not there. I'm just
No,
Nice.
you're very being a little close to the vest. Okay, I'll sweeten the pot a little bit. They don't have to breathe water to live under the sea.
oh shit.
because they make themselves an underground city.
Yeah, we already know that.
Yeah, we already know that.
I don't know what you don't know. And you're just giving me information that I may already know as well, 'cause I saw the same blossom you did. Now, I don't know why the candle's not there now.
You just
No, the landing was already done.
she just said why it's not up there anymore. It landed.
It went boom.
No.
It went boom.
Well, then she can disagree with her.
Right.
Well, no, it didn't land. They exploded.
No, it didn't explode.
It disappeared.
It vanished.
Oh, I'm sorry. It vanished.
Right, I know.
Yeah, we don't know what.
No, you just gave me the fact that they left their craft and landed. And I go, great. And they live underwater. And you go, I already knew that. And I go, I already knew they left their craft because they landed. And we didn't get any of them.
Well, every time we try to say
We
that the
don't.
candle's in the sky to any other being, they're like, oh, well, I don't believe in talking in religion right now.
Oof.
I think I
Fair enough.
connected a few dots there.
Good. And I'll need that in a minute when you get a chance to talk to each other again.
Yay.
They're operating as 5 different governments.
Wait, don't we know that?
Yes.
5 pillars.
5 pillars.
Yes, the 5 pillars.
You tell them about the 5th pillar when it's interactions.
Oh, yeah, what was the 5th iteration?
The 5th pillar was looking for peace and not for all this aggressive invasion.
Oh, yeah, they're the 5th pillar is the one that wants to actually communicate with Nycosians peacefully, not with his aggression.
And And the fifth pillar is the one that currently is not in power, as their leader Margaret was taken captive.
Yeah, no, it's Roche Vert.
Hollow. It'll be under Hollow. It's a
Oh, they
spell.
don't have consecrate and hallow as two different things?
There, it's the same thing. You'll read it and go, yep, that's Hollow.
Hallow.
Okay,
Hallow.
Hallow.
Goodbye. I
well,
say hello. Hello, hello. Don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello.
Your joke has left me hollow.
No, that was once. That's a Friday thing. The guy that's hollow.
Well, instead of playing 21 questions, why don't you tell me things that you already know that aren't?
Well, you're the one who's playing cat and mouse here.
Or elephant mouse.
Well, you're the ones that also said that.
Elephant. No, the elephants have the mice. We have the three blind mice.
Oh, interesting.
Because the
And you have the cat.
You've just got
Or so
Uno
we hear.
reverse card.
cat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really cool. isn't it?
1,000 gold.
Yeah, except for that part.
We have the cat.
There's a lot of
You have the cat. We know you have the cat. It's aboard an airship.
Oh, that cat.
Does that mean the elephants are calling themselves mouse?
What's that?
Does that mean the elephants are calling themselves mouse?
No, they have their
I
spy
know.
network. It's the three blind mice.
Clever.
I think
Yes.
there's about to be a staring contest between this barbarian and two intelligence officers.
Yeah, if you don't give me something,
Can
I
I
can't give you
even
anything else.
come up
Well,
with
yeah, I'm
that
trying
stuff?
to
Yes.
think of something that
Come on,
won't.
Sure you can.
Mara.
Okay.
They're no longer using the same weapons.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
Using
mean,
air-
in
they're
this
using
town,
air
They're
burst
using
weapons.
air weapons
1,000
instead
gold.
of the
Where
previous
the
weapons that they were
incense,
using
herbs,
before.
and-
Okay, that explains a lot. That does. They're targeting leaders in the countries that did surrender.
You could also tell me about the array.
Yeah.
Okay.
Careful.
That's why I'm being tight-lipped.
I'm sorry.
Listen, they don't
I
need.
don't know nothing.
Listen, I want to give these people hope. If they don't know that second phase is going to be really hard to achieve, then there's hope.
As I said, I have an idea about that array.
All right, I want to hear this idea. I really do.
So what is that leak back and forth?
It's oil.
No, that's very interesting.
It's somehow some form of oil that does not coagulate at the top. They're like particles, but they have the same characteristics that oil would. That they rise to the top of water.
But they have the same characteristic that any material that's less dense than water would.
Thank you.
Okay.
If you look really closely, they look like individual particles, but when they get to the top, you can see they bead up like. almost
So the
like an
green's
oil.
going to rise to the top.
Always.
Yeah, it's a reverse hourglass.
Oh, did you know that they're absolutely terrified of anything to do with magic or vex?
They're not terrified of it any longer.
Oh, that's not good. Well, some of them don't even believe it, though.
Okay. They don't understand magic, but they are not they.
They are cowardly and ignorant of our ways.
They are not
Love
they.
being
What is
They
that?
are not they. The
This is
the
a
faction that was Margaret's,
Okay.
the so-called fifth column, was pacified before the blossom.
That's why I need to go back and see if she's still somewhere around there. I don't know if she got away, if she was playing skullduggery in the town.
So they must be raising their defenses against magic or antis to be no longer afraid. Or they just.
That sounds like you're grasping at straws. Give me something more substantive and I can answer
that's
that
right.
question.
Okay, that's right.
They have devices that, when you turn a different frequency, they negate magical effects.
Okay. They have anti-magic fields, but instead of it being magic, it's their actual technology. that they created themselves.
Again, sounds like a grasping at straws or a guess. What I can give you for that
It's not a guess. I've actually experienced it.
experience. What?
The anti-magic fields that they had, those
The raid on
barriers.
Cauldron.
And they like gotten rid of brass and around like a certain around parameter.
Oh, okay. But for clarification, the reason why there's nothing growing there is because the field is on. The field is not anti-magic. It's a magic collector.
Oh, okay. It's a more of a magic
Mm,
You did
Remember,
say,
about a third of the information you get is going to be flat out lies too.
yeah.
yeah.
Error.
Does not compute.
But if you give them back any information about your response to it, could actually tell them more about you and what you know than anything else. They might be gathering information from the absolutely absence of knowledge instead of the.
Well, the fact that they introduced themselves just outright as spies is just
Mess with your brain.
yeah. No, it's more just like why would they just go out and like, oh, we're spies. That sounds like they're trying to intimidate a person.
Oh, I don't know. In the United States, they have the FBI and the CIA, and those people announce themselves sometimes.
Bond.
You pretty much know what their role is.
Were you about to just say James Bond?
He
Yeah.
was.
I was about to throw a pen at you.
That's fair enough.
MI6.
Wrong country.
KGB.
Very
No.
wrong country. Very wrong country.
Yes.
Beastie.
I know Putin's still old KGB.
Yes, he is. What?
Really, that's all I can give.
Okay. Well, maybe perhaps one of your associates can share more information after our meetings tomorrow. On to you.
Yeah. So, I believe we were talking about you obtaining weapons
Oh,
of the other kind. A point of order.
sure.
We're not really in a position to go out and conduct large-scale raids against them to just collect random supplies of weapons.
Have you found all their
Speak for
boxes?
yourself.
I'm sorry?
fool.
Have you found their boxes?
No.
That's a very generic. I would like. Okay, let me pull that statement out of context for you. Did you find the tree?
I gave you the tree.
The tree.
I gave you the tree.
Did you find the bread?
No.
He gave
You know what?
she
How about
gave
how about
her
this?
The bread
Because
too.
you're apparently being kind of coy. I don't know what in the nine hells you're talking about. There's boxes everywhere. We can go outside. You probably have several shipping boxes. What boxes do you mean? Shipping boxes? The boxes
The
they have weapons
walking
in?
boxes from the first invasion.
Yes, we have.
We interacted with those. Yes.
Did you gather them all?
No.
How many did you gather?
I just said no.
Yeah, we
You didn't gather any?
That's what I just said.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna
in the
sorry.
battle.
That's
in
fine.
the
More
meadow.
raid.
Yeah,
we
I
destroyed
I get-
all the
I-
walkers. We didn't collect
You've
them.
just confused me with your previous series of statements. I don't.
Okay,
like
let's undo it because I don't want to.
No. It's just wrong. It's like there was a weird. I don't like it when people are a little bit more straightforward. It feels underhanded.
Okay, sure.
Cheating.
So where did I
Well,
miss?
first of all, you were like, "Did you find any of the boxes?"
Oh.
Well, you have a person within your group walking around blatantly carrying one of their weapons.
Yes, and he's very proud of them.
Right.
Right.
So I asked whether you'd found any of their boxes
Okay.
because
Do you need
we
help?
We
have
call
heard.
them walkers. We call them walkers.
Do you need help?
We call them walkers.
Okay.
There we go. It's another conversational. It's another linguistics gap. There,
Yeah.
it's like the whole.
Okay, great. Leave me.
So
Calm. I have this
We've never
call.
seen them walk. We'd only heard rumors about them.
they are capable of walking. I suppose now I can get on to one of the more interesting questions. Is you come to our table. The Nycosian Defense Force is a group that asks to gather power, not simply dispense of it. So what do you bring to the table?
Well, fundamentally considerable information upon their operations, and a goodly number of the bodies from the reign of men.
Rain with R-A-I-N.
That
or
is
rain.
correct.
Thank you. You've brought prisoners of war.
No, more like corpses of fallout. As you may recall, during the reign of men for 40 days, bits and pieces of the
That was
craft.
a while ago.
Elephants have long memories.
Apparently very diverse memories as well.
Well, because we gathered the evidence. And because we were in the lowlands, none of the, as you call them, walkers, survived the descent.
You're, I believe, moving on. So what information do you have to bring to bear?
Considerable about the, what you call fifth column.
You've mentioned this,
Yep.
and you've repeated the previous statement. I'm asking for specifics. I know the benefit.
Well,
of
my intelligence division don't know as far about it and can carry out the details.
Perfect.
On the other hand, I can tell you that we do have an alliance already forming with the pirates to the south of us.
Very good.
Um,
Kind of.
but they've been running into a considerable difficulty with these, I guess you'd call them submariner-like locations. We've heard about your inclinations with Submariner itself, but apparently along our coast are 10 to 12 other type outposts.
I don't know if you've seen our Submariner off of the coast of Florin, but are they of the same scale and size?
Yes and no. They fell later and are composed rather differently.
So they're of the same size, but they appear to be of a different demeanor.
Yes, and different objective.
That's what I meant by demeanor.
Okay. You see, we have two different vocabularies.
Yeah, I mean, low, very high.
Exactly, and I understand how you can sometimes deal with those lower vocabularies because.
I'm sorry, that wasn't meant to be a joke. I was literally making an altitude joke. Like, literally an altitude joke. Like, the plains, the low area, and then the high is in, like, heaven's the highest of the high. Like, I literally was an altitude joke. I did not mean to be insulting to you at all. Just breaking some ice.
I see.
Yes.
Say, if I were really wanting to have a high conversation, I'd probably be talking to your associate, King Kush.
I miss him.
Yeah, me too.
So did I, but my aim is improving.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, your people are more than welcome to stay for as long as I do request.
Well, I do believe that we have 2 more days of conversations anyway. Scheduled.
I wasn't aware of the scheduling, but I'm more than welcome to participate.
Elephants aren't anything if not organized.
Cool. You're more than welcome to stay. However, I do ask that you volunteer and contribute something to the pile, because we are not free hosts.
Well,
certainly.
I already gave her.
She reaches in her pocket and hands you a bag of rubies.
That's worth a lot. Thank you.
It'll be worth more if you use cool water, 50 gallons.
Do they turn even bigger gems?
They turn into something more valuable than gems in a starvation condition.
Amen.
Ah, brilliant. We were actually just starting to get into that problem.
Gruel Kool-Aid.
Gruel-Aid.
Well, it's been an interesting time meeting with you. I have a feeling our relationship is going to hit a few bumps.
Yes, but that's usually what happens when you butt heads with elephants.
I hope not to do that. Your head's about 3 times the size of mine.
Yes, but I can't help it just being stronger and bigger than anyone else. I don't even exercise.
I mean,
All right, sister. Whatever you say.
that was a weird flex. That was like the definition of a weird flex. Okay. It's been lovely talking with you. I will be heading outside now to reconvene with my own compatriots.
Certainly. Okay, any loose ends with you?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Any loose ends with you?
What?
For now.
Any loose ends with you for the day?
The other thing I'm going to do is start the Halloween,
How long does that take?
24 hours.
She's gonna be there for.
So you probably want to wait till you have a reconvene with these guys before you start that.
Okay.
That way you guys actually get to talk before.
I tell them how my day was.
Okay.
Wow.
Word
cool.
for word.
Those people are massive jerks.
Be that as it may, I have a theory.
One second. I appreciate you for all that you do, and I appreciate you for not ripping their trunks off.
I was trying very hard. I had to sit on my hands.
I appreciate you. Not head pet, because that would be weird.
I would also probably break your wrist.
Break my wrist, probably. Yeah, I agree with that statement. Thank you. Yes.
So we don't know where the candle went. Yes.
This is correct.
Your people said
My people.
they don't need to breathe water to live under the sea or something like that.
Breathe water.
Das ist was.
Yeah. Somewhere in the conversation it was mentioned that along the Tween coast there were bases similar to Submariner.
Yes.
Ooh.
You think everybody went underwater?
I think they landed the candle somewhere in the Tween Ocean. This is just a theory.
Tween Sea.
Tween Sea,
It's
yes.
the outer ocean in the Tween Sea.
This is a theory, but
Okay.
maybe
Maybe.
they somehow.
And statistically, from the known world, half of the world is the outer sea.
Or maybe it didn't have to be the Tween Sea. I'm just thinking that because of all the bases along the shore. But somehow they cloaked or something and then fell from the sky when no one was noticing because who would be out in the ocean to watch them enter it? You know?
Fishermen.
Well, not if they went far off from the
In
coast.
eel-infested waters in the middle of the night.
I mean, think about it. There's really...
So you're saying
Are we
there's...
talking about screaming eels?
The
That's what
ocean
we're talking about,
is an amazing
screaming
place to land. There's no connection to us to the ocean. There's no one in the ocean to tell us that they landed there. It's
Yeah.
easily defendable.
I feel
It's-
like there's literally two entire like civilizations that live exclusively in oceans.
There's at least 3 I can think of.
Well, I mean, I'm not thinking of the Sahagwans because they're not nice
Well-
people.
Yeah, the ones that speak the
Do I- do-
gobbledygook
There's.
and Margaret's group.
Listen, I'm not saying that.
I know.
I like the theory
I
because
gotcha.
it is a good idea for them to land under water, and that's probably where they're keeping a lot of their populations because
Uh-huh.
that's a good defensible location that honestly we can't assail very well.
Yes.
There are two, however, civilizations that do primarily live in oceanic areas, and that is the Tritons and the Sea Elves.
Uh-huh.
And merfolk.
And the merfolk. I forgot about those. So if we talk with any of those three, preferably one that can actually go on water, that would probably be a great boon to us for figuring out that part. That's actually really
Alright.
smart.
I'm actually impressed that I didn't fly into a rage.
So am I.
Yeah.
You get points. We're proud of you.
Just wanted to let that out there.
Are you going to tell them what you found out from Babar?
I have said nigger on the fly.
You got
He gave me some berries.
Roulade.
Rubies, right?
Yeah, it looked like rubies. And he said they're berries that come from the
Blueberries.
south.
I open up the pouch. Ta-da!
Can you eat
Yeah.
them?
You put it in water, it makes a bread, a
Cool
nutty
water.
bread like cool water.
Yes, makes banana
The
bread.
nutty bread like substance makes 50 gallons. I mean, that would feed
I'm gonna grab one.
a half a pound of bread per person.
No. I see you holding that up to your mouth. Don't you
No,
dare.
I'm just gonna sniff it. First of all, I'm a meat eater.
Right. It smells like fruit.
Yeah.
You've done dumber things, okay?
Hey, I was gonna eat it and
Barbara,
drink 50
of
gallons
course,
of cold
wants
water.
to trade for weapons.
Yeah, we
Something I totally missed.
Yeah, they only need. I think you missed the fact that they only need 10.
No, he said less than 2 dozen.
Yeah, less than 2 dozen.
So less than 24.
I think that's probably the important thing.
I have.
He only
that
needs
much.
2 dozen weapons?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
Which bringing it up to me.
So that does bring
That's
into
weird.
That brings into question what they're really doing.
That sounds more like
Because-
a strike
Because
team.
it sounds like the number of guards they would have for this 10 caravan wagon train.
Yeah, that sounds like a strike team or like a small arms force. It doesn't sound like enough men to cover the entire
Oh,
area.
yeah.
They
speaking of
certainly
which-
could provide an art. I mean, you could have 10 people with
Speaking
guns.
of witches,
Like, listen, I wasn't planning on giving them very many weapons to begin with, but 10 is absurdly low.
Now, like 10 or a dozen. 10 number of their figures.
Regardless, I thought they were going to ask in the factors of dozens, not less than 2.
You mean many dozens?
Many, yeah.
Listen.
That's a strike
They say
team.
they have 500 people. But
Okay.
only arming 10?
To establish what I gained from the military personnel here, their standing army to cover the whole of the Swarthier is only 500. I don't understand that.
It's a standing army, right?
No, they cobbled it together from tribes.
Oh, shit.
Aha! The
Her people
males,
did say that they're more preferred to defend their own, so I imagine there's probably more being left at home than what she has here. Or she's just being,
They only brought 24 with them.
forget.
Huh?
500 offensive.
Oh, yeah. And also, they said that there was an oracle in the mountains who said I was gonna have to train them.
Before.
Hammerfall.
Hammerfall is an event that already occurred.
Well, then I'm a little late, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Either that, or...
You do not have to train these individuals if you do not want to. I will advise you against it. However, you are your own free individual, and I will not control you in this matter. That being said,
That was the most lawyery thing you have ever said.
the most what now?
Lawyery thing you have ever said.
What? I am a being who's going to be in charge
you
of
could
telling.
not have been more
I am
lawyery.
a being who's going to be in charge of a lot of people very soon. I have to make sure that I don't make it sound like I'm telling everybody what to do all the time.
They also don't think that the
Asterisk.
other issues
A-
their problem.
Reasonable
Just,
amount
Screw
of
them.
direction, Cord.
smart people are mean.
I got great help
I'm
from
not
my
mean.
dwarf
No.
today.
I was in character.
What was his name again?
You
Sorry.
think I
Oh,
was
The
it?
bar.
Yeah, that's right.
No, not
Dwarf.
Bavar.
No, you
You
can
didn't
be.
write down the dwarf's name?
I'm sorry, I did not.
Like to be wrathful.
Oh, and also, they said they would give me the city of lumber if I gave them weapons,
By the way, the problem.
They give you a whole city.
access to it.
Access.
Yeah.
What's that about lumber? Remember the seed in the lumber?
Yeah, but I feel like we need to go to lumber.
Well, my stash of guns.
All you gotta do is do some training and they give you them.
Weren't you the one that got
training.
Lum
Oh.
info?
Okay.
Mr.
What?
Seed Boy?
Huh?
Lum?
Huh? What?
In
What
the
is
sen-
happening?
There was like info about
Lumber. We're talking about lumber.
Oh,
Lumber's
no.
lumber.
King Lum.
It was named
There
Lumber.
Oh,
wasn't- it wasn't
that's the
mentioned.
guy who established
The
lumber.
city.
Yeah, he named after himself.
Wow.
Because
Oh, that's what
Horrendous.
we are talking
Huh?
about.
That's horrendous.
Catching up.
you know what?
That was a terrible joke.
Roger. Oh, that's
What was his name?
The dwarf's
Uh,
name?
A dwarf's name.
Roger,
You're
there are
killing me.
things that I take
I
issue with
know.
you, but I
I'm
will
sorry.
respect you for making an organization and not calling it Ralgrim's Army. I respect that.
Like, unlike Cord's army of lordly might.
I didn't name it that. It's just the Army of Lordly Might.
I'm just making fun.
You had me
Dugan.
flustered there for a second.
What?
Dugan.
Dugan. Duggan.
So what do you guys want to do with these people? Because they're kind of...
She thanks him very much.
Assholes.
Yeah.
He says, I'll be here tomorrow.
They apparently have
Okay.
something that we could...
I'm going to consecrate the temple tomorrow.
I'll be there.
It to be
Thank
progressive here, but they kind of came and may have been sort of douchey, but they offered us food for nothing, and they came here to make
For
deals
nothing?
with- Well,
I
what did
think-
you have to do to get that food?
You remember the conversation we had earlier?
About what?
Devils give you umbrellas when it's sunny?
Good point. But they're pachyderms.
Doesn't
I'm
mean
going
they
to
don't
slug
have
you.
their own
You're
agenda.
gonna slug him hard.
But what do
You know
they
what?
want?
Break your hand, but
They apparently want access to a strike team's worth of weapons and training for those weapons. They
What? They
How
want-
are they going to use that weapon? Is it going to help our,
Probably
group?
not.
They're willing to back the defense fund.
That's not what they said.
You know, they seem so primitive. I mean, in an
Whoa.
economical sense.
Nice.
I am not offended at all.
I mean, geopolitical sense, I think we'd better
That,
than
yeah,
economic.
not okay, yeah. They're a bunch of tribes. They're nomads.
Yeah.
They have no way to make an army.
Yeah.
In fact, the term she used for the male component of their civilization was lackluster when it came to combat.
Didn't Gullius originated in nomadic lifestyle before they
Yeah.
had cities?
I think you're only stoking his flame because you just said originated, which means that he moved on from that. And
Yeah,
they haven't.
exactly. Look at me now. You know?
You're supposed to respect your ancestors.
That's a good point. But I'm not disrespecting their ancestors by insinuating they should grow up as a civilization.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was very well defended. Good job.
All right. So what I think is,
What do you think?
they need help making a bigger army. I don't think they need guns to do it, though.
Cord, I think you misunderstand. They
What?
don't need help making a bigger army. They need to join a bigger army.
I don't think they even know how to arm.
Well,
You have well-trained men. They can break them up in groups and
They
start
have
training
arms,
them.
but
the issue is I can't get. There's no central hub in the Swarthrier Plain where I can set up and have them train. As I've said, they're nomadic and spread out.
Well, clearly their army isn't
Here,
at the moment.
you
'cause-
can train some here,
Okay.
okay, and get them developed and get them started down
Yes,
the road.
yes.
Get
And
with
you
the.
take them back, and they train others.
His puny spanking of the table did not.
Get
rouse
with the
your
program.
attention. Yes.
People come here, they
Uh-huh.
join the army. If
Uh-huh.
all they brought was 24 people, then all they brought was 24 people. If they leave with
Okay.
those 24 people, then they brought nothing. We don't train anyone. We don't include anybody in the army.
Okay.
If they come
okay.
with all 500 of them, then we make it our problem. At the moment, it's not our problem.
All right, now I have to get into logistics. Are they bigger than me? I might have to revise my workout if they're bigger than me.
They're bigger than you, physically.
Doesn't mean that they're
Oh
stronger
no,
than
not
you.
bigger than you. I'm sorry. No, they're not bigger than you as a half dragon.
Not bigger than you. Probably bigger than the average Goliath. Well, wider.
Kepi,
No.
he can't consider himself an average Goliath anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're not.
He never
never
was.
an average Goliath.
He never
It even
was.
says my
This is-
backstory. I was bigger than average.
He never was.
I even made a pun about being given a wide berth.
16 strength and 16 con.
Yeah, and that
not
gets you
average.
fit really well with these.
Anyway, so
Goliaths.
okay. All right, so
These hack
yeah,
men.
it's half like the
yours
His
said she didn't
army.
even work out.
Right.
All I think they need is just
That's another movie
conditioning.
reference. I just can't open if I'm bigger than everybody else. I don't even exercise. Thought for sure you'd get it.
Ladies and
What do you mean?
No,
Talk this lady?
Princess
or-
Bride.
Oh no,
Knock, knock.
Princess Bride.
Who's that?
She takes her green veil.
Uh-huh.
She finds a woman who will embroider it,
Goodbye.
like for an altar cloth, and shows her what the holy symbol is,
Sure.
and asks her to embroider it so she can, set up something like an altar.
Sure.
Neither of you are allowed to ever say that I get distracted because of my religion.
What you'll look for is a
What, you get
stump of
distracted because of your
wood
religion?
that still has
every
confused.
day
So
is your
put it on
religion. So
something natural.
don't.
I breathe religion.
It's like it's your vex.
So, have leather armor and short sword. All that muscle going to waste on short swords.
What are you talking about?
Their current state is kind of sad. To be
I
honest.
wasn't aware that what?
the
What do you mean
pachyderm.
short swords? Short
She's
swords.
talking about the pachyderm.
The
I don't remember.
500
Did I see anybody with short swords
No,
as
they-
part of their
You never
armed
saw any
retinue?
blades? They have spears.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
The army is equipped with short swords and spears.
What did you get that message that they have short swords?
I talked with military leaders.
What is wrong with them?
I know, yeah.
You literally could put a weight on the end of a handle and they'd be better with that than a spear or a short sword.
I agree. It's all going to waste.
I mean, halberd. Do you see them with their size of
I
halberd?
just imagine them with mauls.
Honestly, they're probably a better maul race than a Goliath, no offense.
Well,
You better not be getting moles.
Hey,
That's
wait,
my
though,
thing.
their hands, though. Don't
That
they have-
hasn't been your thing ever since he got here.
Well,
Hey,
if they've
do
got
they
big
have
blind mice, I
hands?
guess you'd call those their mall rats.
Do they have hands?
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I
they've
will
got.
say
They
this.
barely
You say
know
they're
about
they're
Rosamund.
they're flat foot-like hand does have four. Basically, it can carry a weapon. They break into two.
Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, how do you pronounce that? The max weight of a pachyderm is less than that of your standard Goliath.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's because you got rocks embedded in your skin.
They're minimals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
and they're minimals. They're not.
After all, they're human pachyderm. They just have pachyderm aspects on a basically humanoid body, slightly larger, but
Yeah.
To be fair, he had a lot of reputation in Cauldron, and now he's flying an airship.
That's fair.
Be weird.
It's just a weird flex because shouldn't rogues not have a reputation at all?
No, you misunderstand. The rogue should have a reputation. The man behind the rogue should not. Why do I know this?
I'm not a rogue.
Why do I know this?
Why do you know this?
I don't know. I hung out with Osmo.
Just think Zorro,
Yes. I actually watched that yesterday, a few days ago.
Which one?
the new one with Banderas,
Oh.
newer one. Banderas.
Yes.
Not the old black and white TV series.
Yeah, I watched
Which
the
one
OG
is that?
black and white.
Zorro.
So they put makeup on him to
Zorro?
look Hispanic.
Zorro. Yeah, they made a in the 1990s. They made a version of Zorro, Mask of Zorro. Three or
the
four.
Mask of Zorro.
Yeah, it was
Otherwise
the guy who was Hannibal.
The
Was-
one I liked the best, I'm sorry,
Otherwise,
was
you
the
know,
old
with,
they're looking
Zorro.
more like me.
was the original, not the way old Zorro, but the one with.
You know, you can't
Who
actually
was
do
it?
that with makeup, right?
Oh shoot! I hate
Like,
that.
I've seen people
I can
like
see 'em.
Contour.
Hamilton.
No.
I loved Hamilton as the gay blade. That is such a good
What
movie.
is
Oh, that was so
happening?
funny.
Oh, God.
But it
we
wasn't
go.
Zorro. It was the one probably done in the.
Divert, danger, back to course,
I think it was done somewhere in the late 50s or
and
60s.
try
I
it.
don't think anybody
Try
saw
it.
me, but
Yeah, I
Okay.
We're name tagging the conversation.
yeah.
You did it first.
So I think we've discussed what we need to
I'm
discuss.
trying to make it catch on. Discuss.
We've discussed what we needed to discuss.
So now we're going to
Yeah.
the next date.
Sure. I think she's gonna be basically busy all day Halloween.
Zorro movies and remakes.
Yes.
Because the first one was with Douglas
Question.
Fairbanks
Out
Sr.
of character. Are there dragons in the planet Nimbus that we are currently orbiting? Like,
That's a given.
okay, then.
It's a huge meta knowledge, though. Not for us anymore, actually. It's disregard.
Yeah, okay.
Since the
That
now
access
is
Oh.
to books that.
Before we all
Okay.
depart, what was the name of the owner of this fifth column that apparently got destroyed?
Oh, Margaret Carter.
Margaret Garner. We all ready to have a very interesting time with this war?
When you put it like that, of course.
I hold out Alacaster and I say her name.
Oh wait, what?
He says her name.
I
She
didn't
doesn't
think-
come.
I didn't.
That never works. It
Yeah.
only worked one time.
What was that?
I tried to. Well, it sounded like she got destroyed and they probably just vented her out into the. I don't know if her body was still.
Somebody knows. Somebody in your group knows. They saw her.
Margaret. Oh,
Margaret?
You saw
No.
Margaret
you.
No.
I saw Margaret.
You did.
recently.
No,
You
recently.
saw Margaret.
What?
When you
saw
were
Margaret.
caged up.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
said, how did you know me?
Yeah, that was okay.
Margaret.
You even told her about it, so
I
she
thought
should
you
remember it.
mentioned it.
He did mention
Yeah, I
it.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, and
so
I
she's
said-
still alive. Damn it.
But more importantly, she's
No, I
not
think-
in charge.
Roger, I could go kill her if you wanted me to.
No,
No.
that was a
Oh.
joke.
No, she's part of the fifth column. If I can find out what the fifth column is,
It's a
Do
type
it.
of government. It's one of the 5 governments that
shadow government. Shadow
no,
group.
No. It's one of the 5 governments of the others,
Right.
as I understand it.
I
Yeah.
think you need to think of them more as factions than actually. They're not really the same tree. They're different trees of the same
Zorro-
But the
species.
word he's using is the one I gave him to use. That's exactly what they were called. They were
I
called the
know.
5 branches.
I'm just saying branches feels like more of a
The
misnomer
Mask of
because
Zorro is a 1998 movie directed by Martin Campbell, starring Antonio Banderas,
That's
Catherine
not the
Zeta-Jones,
one.
and Anthony
That's the
Hopkins.
one I want.
Nycos brings you the facts
want the
you need to
older
know.
No.
now.
It was probably by Disney, wasn't it? Like, not only.
No,
like
we're
they
talking
bought-
older, so stop. Yes. We're in descent mode again.
Sorry.
Anyway,
What?
I
I can't
wanted,
do
I
it.
wanted to use my wish for something else today before
What
I went to
the-
bed.
Oh no.
I wanted to see about cheating. I don't think it'll work though.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they think that we were.
Circumvent the timeline. This is gonna be good.
They think that we were being treacherous.
Yeah, you mentioned that. It's weird. How is the person who
Interesting.
was literally
My
in the
plan-
middle of starting it?
My plan to disable the
Because
array
we were telling enemies
as
in
the first
jail.
part.
Was it?
Going
I think
for
that
it.
was
I'm talking to
Tyrone
them tomorrow.
It's
Power.
really good.
Thank you.
Smack the fuck out of them.
Tyrone Power's the TV guy.
Tyrone Powers was also a movie guy. Way.
No, I know, but I think he was one of some TV.
But no, I did
Not
watch.
that it matters.
Black
We're
and-
not talking about Zorro anymore.
I did watch Black and White Zorro though. It was on.
Well, that's
Disney.
what he wore. Was black. He's a white.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm
and
going
you were the
to-
horse, yes.
I'm going to wish cast Legend Lore, except I'm going to do it in regards to the tower that we saw the SecGen build.
Okay, what does Legend Lord do?
Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you name. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. The more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive. Now, the information you learned is accurate, but might be couched in figurative language. For example, if you have a mysterious
Right.
magic axe on the hand, this moment you'll...
Right.
However, I would like to point out that the thing that brought the candle down out of the sky one time is probably an object of legendary importance.
Well, more importantly, it was not built by others. It was built by the section.
Regardless,
This is important. No, you're
this
right.
is important.
Therefore, now, word's your question appropriate?
Yes.
Which is the top? You're
And what-
using
I
Legend
wish
Lore?
I wish to hear some legendary lore of the legendary tower that was once used to accidentally sunder the candle from the sky.
Okay. Since I cannot give you that direct information, what I can give you is fundamentally seems to be like a metaphor for what we think of as the story of the Tower of Babel. That at one point there was an attempt to talk to a Freak de Jannah by a Minotaur and his adventuring party. They built a structure of gold and utilizing one of the great weapons of power, namely the spear, as the critical contact point. Instead of successfully communicating with the candle, instead they caused the second candle fall.
So if we find a prism, then we can build one of these towers, and then we can start hopefully shooting the...
But the trick is that when they built it, it was built out of gold.
And then they got turned into wormwood. But it was turned into wormwood before we mixed it up.
And before their version had to be made out of wormwood. So in other words, they weren't using a crystal from their time.
Regardless, if we can get a hold of a prism, we might be able to use that to shoot the relay out of the
I
sky.
told you the
reason
only
to
one I
go to
know
lumber.
of is in Cauldron. But as
I'll
far as we
reinforce
know,
my-
Wait, stop. There's a prism in Cauldron?
yes, it's the one I brought back from the iteration where we slew Tongue Eater, and where the other Lucius is.
I thought
Was.
we gave that back to the wizard.
Yes, and he sunk it into the ground in the tower. He sunk it in the wall in the tower.
Right. So how do you still have it?
I don't still have it. I said, that's where it is.
Oh, again, that would imply us going into quite literally the lion's den. Which is not a bad idea. It's a path forward, and I appreciate the path forward. Let's spend a few more days with these pachyderms. See what they want. While I use the rest of my
And
dice.
we
I
got
need
to
too much
start
water.
training the men they have here.
Women they have here.
Yeah.
Women?
And it's 9 o'clock, so let's take a real quick break, everybody. So we'll take 10 minutes. Come right
Cool.
back.
Cool.
What time is it?
Nice.
9.
9. Oh,
Night.
fencer. I mean, he is a fencer. He's not just a theater fencer. He was a fencer.
And we're back to Zorro again, guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the other one is the one I love is the She-Hulk, where Basil Rathbun's in it. Oh, and so is
Douglas Fairbanks. And
Douglas Fairbanks Jr.
he's not the only one. And also, that's I think one of the first places you see.
Olivia de Havilland.
Yeah, but I was thinking of the Robin Hood. The guy who played Robin Hood forever.
Oh, Douglas Fairbanks Jr. He was the one with Olivia de Havilland. And
Why isn't that the name that I had in my head?
because Douglas Fairbanks Jr. was the guy.
The next day.
Yes. Morning, bright and clear. The pavilion colored more blue today than it was yesterday.
Are they putting up more blue-colored cloth? Or?
Yes, they
Okay.
basically. Probably the tent. The tent is like a white structure, and then every day they add more blue. That's because they're.
She has gotten her veil. Or that's not going to be her own.
Right, you're doing your ritual for this next one.
I'm
Right,
doing the
I got
ritual.
you. You're going to be out of
So
communication.
she got up early, went to the temple, put up the candles and the
And away she
incense
goes. Got
and the oils. And there she is.
Today, May Bell wants to talk to you.
Okay.
The intelligence division wants to talk to you, and she gets to talk to.
The war division.
Right, she already talked to ANA, so you have to talk to ANA.
Yes, yes, that's what you said. So she's talking to Paragon.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, so we'll start with you. This is Mabel, right? So
Yeah.
when you walk up, there's decent music playing and a feast of birds. Must be 10 different kind of birds on the platter. One of them, it actually looks like a what we would call a turducken. It's like they stuffed a bird inside of another bird inside of another bird. So it's lots and lots and lots of meats.
Huh.
And they're cooked. Well, okay. So the Pac-Men wouldn't eat it because they're vegetarian, but they cook it just barely. I mean, it's
Wow.
it's made
It's blue.
just the way you would like it.
Epic.
The garnish on the plate, however, is a greenish foliage with little tiny white flowers.
It's like it's the ceramic plates, right? Or is it?
No, steel platters.
Okay.
But the garnish kind of looks like, for lack of a better term, Edelweiss.
Hmm.
You know, with the plants that grow in Austria, like little tiny white flowers, but there's so many of them it looks
They're
like snow.
mountain flowers.
As long as it's not, Paris green, I'm fine.
Yeah, no.
You don't
Just
eat
put arsenic
vegetable matter.
in. It was the type of paint. It was called Paris green. It was green because of arsenic. And never mind. Making a poisoning joke.
Wow,
Well,
highbrow.
a little bit, yeah.
That's impressive.
Anyway,
Were you an assassin in another life or something?
Enemies,
I
in the
read
enemy's
Theodore
camp,
Yeah, he
you
took
don't
a
eat
cyanide
their food
pill,
or drink their water.
and then we got corn.
He neither affirm nor deny his previous existence.
You claim you've eaten already.
what? Oh yeah, of course I had breakfast. This is second breakfast.
Anyway, she motions to the platter and says, "Help yourself, son. I know it's hard to get used to that new metabolism."
You heard about that, hmm?
Yeah. Well, the reality is that a long time ago I had I had business relationships with the Torga Mirror Vale before the crash of the craft. I didn't, but my ancestors did.
Were they amicable relationships?
Yeah, for the most part, we were bringing. We were liberating humans and turning them over to the Grim.
So you were. Who were the humans enslaved by? Excuse my.
Not enslaved. They were lost in the plains, wandering
Okay.
in groups, and whenever they would become too numerous, our distant relations, the Grolem,
Uh-huh.
would capture them,
All right.
and then they would turn them over to us to guide them to their new
So
home. To their new home.
you and Grolem liberated.
Well, remember, we're talking about before the Revening, and we as a species didn't exist, but our ancestors did.
And what were your ancestors, physically speaking?
Human, of course.
So you rounded up your fellow humans and you sent them off to the Grim?
Well, yes, because we were destined to take their place according to the old ways, and then the Revening happened and ruined our chance at posterity,
I feel
and in the
bad.
process, cut off our ability for mortality.
Yes, you talk about ascension and descension. So, I'm gonna sit down and start eating. So you summoned me here, Maybell.
Make a charisma check.
17.
Oh, this is really good stuff. Just the right temperature, the right
Mm-hmm.
food texture. There's something that's familiar about it, though, and because you rolled so well, back it up.
15.
Yeah, there are touches of purple,
Purple there.
kind of like you would use cranberry to make a turkey.
Ah, I see.
Pick them out.
It's a sweet. No, well, it's like a sauce. It's permeating particularly the third bird in is like particularly drenched with this stuff. But it definitely has added to the flavor.
So you summoned me here, Maybell. For what purpose? To discuss the prophecy that someone told you I would train your people? Is that why you brought me here?
No, I brought you here to affirm that the things that I believe are true, and now that I've seen it with my own eyes, there's not a possibility it won't happen.
But you're kind of playing the pronoun game there. I don't fully understand what you mean by that.
Oh, I just simply had to see you with my own eyes to know that you were the savior that we expected you to be.
You know, I've
You-
heard
you
this
will-
shtick before.
You will be uniting our people when you take your throne.
You mean the section of the Swarthier Plain?
No, I think your sights are a little higher than that. I see you ascending
Just a
to the.
tad.
I see you ascending to the head table at in Dragonia.
Mm-hmm. I do have ambitions in Dragonia, let's say, even though I'm not at all versed in their culture or what they even do. I have
Oh, I
heard of
will.
them.
I will teach you so many things, as you are destined to be the chosen one.
You use these terms destined
I like your
and
job.
prophesied.
No, thank you.
Who decreed this about me, and why?
She pats you on the hand. I don't really think it matters. Make your con save at disadvantage.
Yay! 16. Oh, sorry. 27 and 14.
You don't remember the rest of the afternoon.
Oh boy.
That's
We'll come back
not a
to you.
good sign. That's no good.
All right. So you are meeting with.
I am not.
You are.
I am not.
Parabellum.
You're meeting with Parabellum.
Oh.
Jinx.
Okay. I am.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Ah. So, we understand you defeated the Torg Lord Cord in single combat.
You look away.
I did.
Good. So, we need your assistance as a appropriate leader for the, what was the term he wanted us to use? She administered. Oh, that the humans have been needing. We wish to equip you for that role.
How so?
We have a conditioning regimen that we recommend, and we want to offer you the first of the new, I guess you'd call it flock. And they bring out a plant in a planter. It's kind of a low-growing greenish plant with this monstrous, I say, like ostrich-size, egg-like fruit that's covered with fur.
Why does nature have to be intelligence? Nature check.
Sure.
Otherwise, intelligence would be even less useful.
Natural 20, so 19.
Well, there we
Okay,
go.
this is what they call the transitory stage of the squirt.
It's called the...
The transitional stage of squirt, it's called the model. M-O-T-T-L-E.
model.
For the people at home, can you remind us what squared is?
Thank you for asking.
Oh, that's right, squirt. I forgot.
You've forgotten what a squirt is?
I know of it.
Like,
I
it's
just-
transitory. I don't know what it's transitioning into, but it's transitory.
Yeah,
Well, she gives you the plant, and she says, first of all, just the care and feeding
Oh yeah.
is that this is a impressionable young being.
It was that thing that spoke with brothers, wasn't it?
Yes, you saw one in a cage.
Yeah.
Were you the only one that saw it?
Sure, everyone else was there.
Everybody else was there, and one of the things where the bird was smashing itself, or
On the inside of a cage, trying to get
it was
out.
a person. It was
No, that was
no, that's-
Raven. That was different. That
Yeah.
was Jenya.
that was Kenya.
Yeah. So anyway, he says the first thing to warn you about is that the lowest form of this creature is well, for lack of a better term, it's a seagoing creature you might know as Burple. Yes. And the good news is that these creatures are only effective against giant kind and their relatives, in particular Goliaths.
Oh,
The good news is it proves what you've always theorized,
what is that?
that you're still half Goliath.
You are
Sweet.
aware of what else purple are effective to, correct?
Please tell me. Because you're switching to Olma to tell me this.
Oh. Of course.
So she shakes her head, and as she shakes her head, her hair color changes.
Yeah.
What devilry is this? Who are you?
I am the ancestor of this child.
Oh. And what does that have to do with me, and why are you here?
You mentioned purple.
Yes.
Purple is effective to humans and other species as well.
Yes, but it particularly is useful against Goliaths
Okay.
and giant kind.
Yes, we did have a Goliath in our party.
Yeah. So, I'm offering this as a gift to you to allow you to bring order to this army that you're building. If you care and feed this until it reaches maturation, it will eventually As it grows and as it defecates, it will produce its descendancy, which are the purple plants. And with one of these, you can raise enough to control an army in about a year.
Raised enough what?
Thank you.
Oh, no, there's a cost.
Oh, of course. What's the cost if I accept this?
You have to urge Cord to train us as he's supposed to. And this is
Okay.
simply a leverage to make sure it happens.
Pretty sure they're lying at this point and just want to kill us.
Wow, there's a jump for you.
Well, that is to his decision.
I know, but I'm giving you the tool to accomplish what you want in trade for it. You do want to be the Empress Queen of your people, don't you?
I have been before. I see no need to do it in this generation.
It's happening again, Alma, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You should step into the role. We know you. We know far more because we are followers of He that eats tongues. We had lost his name, but it has been returned to us.
Cool.
How long do I have to give an answer?
He needs to make his decision by tomorrow dawn. And realize that they may never come to this, in which case the squirt is just a gift.
Now, is it a gift or is it at a cost? Now you tell me two things.
They don't know the cost. The cost only is required if he is non-compliant.
Then I should wait until I can receive this properly.
We trust you.
Y'all wanna use
And I
it?
trust myself.
Eventually?
And I thank you for your kindness and I vow.
No.
You turned away from it?
I
Alright.
set it down, I'll walk backwards
Okay.
until I'm about.
Okay. They say there's no offense, no harm done. Thank you.
I bow and as soon as I'm by the door is when I turn around and leave.
Okay.
And then block here.
Howdy, hey.
Welcome.
I heard you were. I don't mean to step off on the wrong foot. I heard you and my friend Umara got into a bit of a heated argument.
Oh, there's always an opportunity for misunderstanding when people aren't aware of the nature of give and take. I certainly know that you, being from beyond this world, understand that there are costs when you are required to do action. So
Of course, it's just that I had to console a very angry barbarian. You know how difficult that can be at times. I think it would be a great spirit for our relationship.
2 or 3 hours of sparring with her should have fixed that.
Regardless of whatever that comment was, I think if the two of you apologized to her and you had some sort of makeup between you two and her, that would be a great way to tide over our relationship between the two groups of ours.
Sure, if that can help us reach our goals, that's fine with me.
Or you just do it anyway because you're nice, civilized people.
Or that too.
Now that we have that little bit of unpleasantries out of the way, I heard you guys were intelligence officers.
We are spies, yes.
I did tell you.
I know, I laugh. Oh, you're serious?
Well, yes, we found that it's easiest to get it out of the way. That way we don't get into the good cop, bad cop nonsense.
No offense, but it's kind of hard to hide hide someone of your sheer stature. Like, it must be really difficult.
Oh, you'd be surprised how
Sneaky.
few people talk about the 600-pound elephant in the room.
Regardless. It's a weird way. I'm just letting you know this is a really weird way to introduce A, spies, B, yourselves, and C, I think it kind of gets in the way of everything else because people kind of clam up when you say that.
Really? That seems crazy because I know that all of you are spies.
Another laugh.
Well,
Well, you are. You're gathering information for your attempt to go to war with another species.
So wait, does anybody that ever gathers information a spy to you?
Can't think of a case when it isn't.
How about an explorer? A geographer?
They all have to get paid.
So you think that anybody who gathers information and simultaneously gets paid is a spy?
Yeah.
No offense, but that's dumb.
Okay. You have a right to your opinion.
I do have a right to my opinion. Now, you've come to my doorstep. That implies that you want something.
your door.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
you
You have come to my doorstep. It would imply that you want something from me. What would that thing be? Other than the whole armaments and training guys, which is kind of a weird series of questions.
Well, the truth be told, we need to be ready when Hammerfall comes.
Right.
And
So hold on.
Is
I,
it-
want to clarify. We're talking about the same thing, right? Because as I remember the legend of Hammerfall, that already occurred. The area where Hammerfell fell is already been Hammerfallen on. So I'm a little bit confused as to what you think is going to happen.
300,000 of our associates are going to die.
Okay.
Goblins?
Our associates.
Our associates.
Okay.
Yes.
So, a bunch of pachyderms. Or
No.
subject.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. No. I did mention the fact that I did mention to your friend that we work with an organization known as the Three Blind Mice.
You did.
Right. Their leader happens to be, you might actually know him, Atherton Wing.
Name rings a bell.
Right. So,
Snippety snappity.
So,
Smite
This,
this man. Smite him.
this associate is attempting to curtail a danger that could have been averted had we been properly trained. We need but a handful of warriors to be so trained, and fate has told us that it is the half-dragon Torg, Lord of Cord, that will do so.
Whose fate has told you?
Atherton's. He spoke to the seer.
Who's seer?
The one that lives in the mountains. You've heard of him.
Yeah.
Heard of her.
I kind of like
The face plant.
just
Face palm.
you know, you guys went from being very blunt to being not. It's very weird.
Pronoun.
How is that not obvious?
I mean, it clearly is obvious because I just pointed it out.
That's pretty blunt.
No, it isn't. It's horribly underhanded,
I answered your question.
and I responded in kind.
Right.
So what do you want? Oh, you want my man to train you and us to give you weaponry.
Well, as far as the weaponry, that's not as important as the training.
I figured as much. What are you willing to bring to the table?
Oh, I did say we were spies. So all I needed was an opportunity,
Spy on me.
to gather information about Torg to make sure that he indeed was the chosen one.
How do you know he's the chosen one?
You see the red flecks in his coloration?
I mean, if I run kind of hard for a couple of minutes, I get reflex in my coloration.
Yes, but you don't have a long tail or the bone crests of the face like the previous chosen one, Callisto.
Oh, you guys are from... You mentioned that. Dragonia.
We're we're working a deal with Dragonia to liberate Swarthir from the other oppressors.
So let me
Those are-
guess. You want us to train them, and then you're going to train them. I'm sorry. You want us to train you guys, and you guys are going to train them.
No, we want you to train us so that we can stop Hammerfall.
Can I ask how and where is that going to happen again?
Interesting.
Think-
The dots.
I'm going to probably screw this up, so you'd have to look at the notes, but I think it's third or fourth.
So you're going to attempt to go back and prevent one of the most influential events in all of Nycosian history from occurring.
Well, just one point and just in one iteration, yeah. You know
Are
about the
you
iterations.
insane?
It's happened before.
You were literally attempting to prevent an event that literally split the continent.
Yes.
Do you realize?
And you intentionally caused a war that essentially eliminated an entire lineage of the past.
I did?
Yes.
Pray thee tell to remind me of
Little
what I
Black Book.
said. I'm sorry?
Little Black Book.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. Hold your ignorance then, that's fine.
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
I
I don't know more than that. I know that it was called the Little Black Book and that you put it back in that time frame.
I can't.
And I'm telling you, I never did such a thing.
It's fun to connect dots.
If you think I'm willing to travel between
No, I get it.
eras
No.
free willingly, then
Oh.
I think you overestimate my abilities.
Okay. I get that you don't think that it
No,
happened.
it's not a little black book. My book
I-
was a huge black book.
There
It
are
wasn't.
elements.
It
Do
wasn't
not
black.
recall such an event happening.
I understand.
Okay. So you were attempting to tell me that I did something.
When I say you, I'm speaking of the one and the inimitable Sunstriders.
Well, that's horribly vague.
No, I think it's pretty extant because even the history of what is left of Cauldron still recognizes the face of Nodroma that was put on the statue that used to stand in the middle of the city.
I do remember that. That actually happened. What am I going to do with you people?
At this point, simply urge him to take the training job so that this doesn't have to be any more painful than it has to be.
Is that a threat?
No, I just don't want to cause undue conflict and a waste of both your time and mine.
See, you said it wasn't a threat, and then you just proceeded to reaffirm that it was a threat.
I could do nothing to harm you.
I know you can't, and I know you can't to me. However, I understand that you can to others, and others can do harm to others.
Well, now that we're using the term others, you already said you wanted to harm others.
See, I've engaged in something you guys are very fond of. It's called double talk. By others, I mean your people.
But you specified we weren't supposed to use that, and elephants never forget.
No, I actually explicitly stated that you were supposed to use that.
No, you said that it had to mean specifically that.
No,
You did. You said I couldn't use the term others
No,
for
I didn't
others.
say you weren't allowed to use the term others for anything but this. I said you had to use the term others for this purpose. I added a use, not got rid of all the other ones.
Dude,
Very well. I don't want to mince words with you. You seem like somebody who might get a little edgy and the horns might pop off from underneath that halo you wear.
Wow.
Holy jeez.
We came under peaceful pretenses to have someone train us.
No, you didn't.
I've connected the dots. Don't worry. I know what's going on here. It's okay.
No.
You don't know anything right
did.
now.
I'm just saying, as a player, I know what's going on. I think. It's a very good idea.
I'm going to make a prediction that my man's not going to want to train your men.
And I'm going to make a prediction that by your own laws, if he chooses to do so, you won't stop him.
Under his own will, of course.
Of course.
Because he's his own human individual.
Oh, I wouldn't use the word human
Excuse
for a
me.
dragon.
Sorry, that was more of
for
a
half dragon.
generalist Same.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He is a sentient being, and you've been heard by all of them. So.
What do you mean?
Your presentation went out to all the world. Everyone knows your stance.
On humans?
If they understand common.
What's that?
On humans?
No, on others.
Oh.
And as you being an other,
Nope.
You-
Hold on. Stop. What part of that speech made you think that I was another? What part of
oh
my
no,
marriage-
I recognized a Deva when I see one,
Well, good. Then why did you say I was another?
because you are, by your own definition of what another is, not from here.
I said human that wasn't from Nycos.
No, you didn't use the word human ever because you wanted to say
Not in
we're
a
from-
broadcast.
I know, that's of which I'm speaking.
Okay, I'm sorry that you're not allowed to learn new information ever since then.
I'm just telling you what I heard.
And I'm telling you to remind you of the fact that we had a conversation like 15 minutes ago / yesterday.
Yeah.
The new updated version.
No, I get
So
it.
I'm asking you to update to that.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So we're all operating on the same information?
Yes.
So. I don't understand people like you. Somebody tries to do something wholesome and good, tries to protect you, and people like you seem to come out of the woodwork and decide to subvert and co-op a movement.
I have no intention of co-opting your movement.
Subverting. I used 2 words, not one.
For clarification, I don't even want to subvert yours. I want to fulfill destiny.
Then use your own movement to fulfill destiny.
Yo,
And that simply requires the training necessary to use
dude.
long
Dude,
bore weapons.
And I get up and
think
leave.
I know what's
Okay.
going on here.
All
May I make an insight check on what's going on here?
You can, but it's going to be a little foggy, so make it a disadvantage.
4. Net 20.
So I'm waiting
So,
in the
impact four.
premises of not earshot, obviously, but like
That's unfortunate. I will now.
Destiny. BP? Why'd you use a 12?
Let's
Oh,
look at
because
that.
that's your mod?
Yeah.
So 5 plus 5 is still 10.
This is very intriguing.
Indomitable will.
You didn't roll a 1 or a 2. Domitable's lets me reroll.
Indomitables will be saving
what did
throws.
they say about
Oh,
Destiny? They
Okay,
don't
yes.
want
I
to
think as a player, I have a grasp of what's going on here, but
fulfill?
So respond with what you think, because right now you're still in the presence
But-
of Mary Maybell.
I thought I was drugged.
You clearly are. It's a little fuzzy. That's why you're having a hard time
Oh, okay, gotcha. Hey, Mabel, this is
Yeah.
some good stuff you got here.
thinking. Oh yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's all for you. Matter of fact, have some more. So you have a second.
I'll have 4th bird. Okay.
After a while, you're completely convinced that going with him training is the most obvious choice of your pathway. It'll only be for 4 days.
All right.
Because that's how long they can control me.
Cool.
So, I come out at the end.
Right.
And
And the
I,
two of you are fuming because you know.
Where's Cord?
They gotta
Where
let you
is
know,
Ford?
Mabel.
wasn't he
I
talking
never-
to
Oh
somebody?
no, she goes here. And
I
she,
really may have felt.
what's what lesser restoration one that clears
I know.
you?
Greater. Lesser is poisons.
Gets rid of the poison.
I tell you
Oh,
about the
But the
Okay.
position's already set. It's
All right, great.
it was a suggestion. So
What to begin this amazing training you have in store for your men?
Wait, you actually agreed to train them?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I've been mind washed. I've been brainwashed.
I'm
No, you
asking
can't-
you in
yeah.
character.
He's not in character. When you
Okay.
walk outside, you're talking about the training as you
Oh,
walk
yes.
outside.
Training.
Wait, you're training them?
They convinced me.
How?
They had really good food.
They fed you and you decided to train them.
Your memory is going to be more.
Okay, yes.
You have to realize you were convinced.
Oh yeah.
The way this
she gave
works-
a long seminar on it, and about midway through,
Can I give you a long seminar on it?
you may.
These people will not be trained.
Okay.
I feel like they're subversive and they're attempting to use our own resources and your own knowledge to fulfill their own goals.
Just how loyal am I to these Can I just like?
You're sold on the cause. It
Okay.
makes perfect sense to train
Robert,
these guys to
I
defend
don't see
themselves.
why they're not going to be trained.
Because after all, they've clarified that they don't even need your weapons. They just want you to show them how to use them.
They don't need the weapons. We can get access to lumbar. There's just so many advantages to this little deal.
You
You realize Lumbar is a city on a map, right?
It says in the middle of Swarthier Plain.
Yes, implying that it's on a map. We could walk there. Like, unless they have an armed guard surrounding it, I imagine they're not going to rebuke us.
No. Well, these people need training. They need it.
Why?
In specific
Need it.
weapons that they don't have.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy when you think about it that way, but at the same time, what we're doing is kind of sketchy when you think about it. We're gathering strength to fight another larger force. When you think about it, really, we're not that much different from them.
Insert
Nice.
check.
That
That's gonna be an 18 on you.
Deception check.
19 nat.
God damn it.
He convinces you.
Mara's
Mara's now convinced.
Come now. What's with this dour attitude?
Remember, she's a trainer. She trained soldiers
Are we
herself.
not fighting the others?
Cool.
Are they not citizens? What?
They are not citizens.
I would
Of Nycos.
greatly appreciate it
Mhm.
if you did not train them.
Well, I'm sorry, Ralgrim, but I gotta train them.
You gotta?
Yeah, matter of fact, no, you can even suggest that the destiny will come into it, that you got into that part of it.
Can you
Did you hear
reverse
that?
keys?
Their
I'm
convictions,
getting
they've
there.
spoken to a
Oh my God.
prophet. I was prophesied
Okay,
to do
you need
this.
to realize that these people who consider themselves holy, they're usually not as holy as they make them out to be. You can take this from an angel. Trust me, I know this.
So,
We have our own problems. They are not willing to contribute anything to the cause. We're not going to give them anything for
Lombard.
free. It's a city on a map. We could walk there.
I
Well,
find it really odd.
why would they tell
sidebar.
us
It's a
about
city
it?
not on the
yeah, I
map.
didn't want to see.
They didn't recognize when I. Well, obviously they didn't recognize when I shifted, but they were like, "Oh, but Olmo, this is that's destiny. This is planned. You're gonna be."
They called you Olma?
Yeah, they call me Olmo.
Why did they?
But
Yeah, the other part of the pun.
Destiny.
Wait, we literally ate breakfast. Why did you eat again?
Because
Because
I
I'm
was
a
hungry.
dragon, and it was really good.
They offered me so much food, and I had to eat it. It was there. And also,
Can you clock
I
in?
don't have time for this. I've got to go train an army.
You don't have time to talk to me.
You
No.
don't have time to talk to your party.
No, I gotta go train an army.
Um,
You guys are in the way of destiny right now, as I see it.
Amara, make a perception test.
Perception?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm better at these. That. Please don't fail me. And you fail me. 12.
There's an aroma on his breath that you can't place it
Cord.
because you rolled so low.
I trust you.
Does Olma recognize it?
In
You
the
weren't Olmo when you smelled it.
In the same way that I trust Kush.
Okay.
I just don't trust the devil inside of you. That part of the plan you're not actually
That's
possessed.
fair enough.
Do you smell that?
No. I have really good eyes, not a good nose.
Do you see anything coming out of his breath?
He's a dragon. Be careful if you
So,
see something coming out of his breath.
I'm going to do something.
Okay.
If you still want to do this training thing afterwards, by all means do it.
Okay.
Okay.
But
But
you
I
can't
hope-
change destiny.
I
He said we won't like them.
Like who?
Nothing.
cast Greater Restoration on him.
Nothing's gonna happen.
What's that?
Nothing's gonna happen.
Okay.
Huh?
You made it sound like he was charmed.
No. What happened was they used the substance to put him into a highly suggestible position, convinced him to the dyed in the wool level, and then got rid of the poison that had done it.
Right, but now he's unconvincible.
Somebody at the door?
Hey.
apologize, guys. Just the 20-minute warning.
Okay, thanks.
But now but my problem is now he's unconvincible. And he's acting in ways that he normally doesn't act in.
Fair enough.
That's a good point.
So let's just make it this flat-out save against the magic.
Okay.
What's your DC?
He's saving against my DC?
Yes, because the magic is trying to force him to stay.
Oh. I can reroll that.
Nope, you rolled.
19.
He failed. So therefore, you broke him from the spell. So now it's up to you whether you feel that their conviction, if the argument sounds solid enough for you to hold to it, because this is not under the control of magic. You have to choose whether you really want to train them or not.
I don't know if you realized, but Cord, my character, does not speak to his god often enough. Is that not true?
That is accurate.
It's a sad truth.
I would not say Cord is superstitious. I'd call him an idiot, but I wouldn't say superstitious.
Okay.
So over the years of my interactions with all of the Nycosian folks who offer you something,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you take it, they grab your hand and beat you with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'm going to trust a bunch of pachyderms who say it's quote-unquote destiny for me to...
That's fine. That's fine. I
Train
like the
their
fact that
army.
you're deconstructing the belief structure, because that's
Yeah,
what
I
they were going
have
for.
questions. You can't just come up to me with that.
Well, they could with medication, but now that you're free of the medication.
I'm going to enter back into the tent, feeling that my
How do you always
magic...
manage to just cuck me over? It's just... And I'm back to thinking how I was before that. God
You mean
damn
like
it.
yourself?
Because I'm your angel. And I go back in the tent.
Okay.
I wish to speak with the one you call Mabel.
Oh, she's standing right there. What's the problem?
You will remove this tent from this land and you will go home.
So I take it then you've made your decision about your association.
I don't really know how much more clear I can make it, but yeah.
Very well. Turn against fate. Fates will turn against you. Thank you very much for your time.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Oh, here's what I think is happening.
Okay, we're gonna.
Yeah.
I'm just going to clarify. They're going to strike the tents and be out of here by dawn. So before she finishes her 24 hours, they're already on their way out of town.
I'm gonna wait until you come back out. Should probably keep an eye on him because they said that they have until dawn specifically.
Sure.
Okay, so now you can. Now
I
you're
mean,
all.
with your
The three of you are back
specializing
together.
and
Mary's
everything.
still tied up with her ritual.
All right. I don't know what they fed me, but my mentality changed.
Plant.
Bird. No, you clarify. You had bird.
No, I point to her and I go plant.
Hey, that smells delicious.
No, I meant plant. The
Oh,
thing.
the squirt.
The squid, whatever
That
they
smells
call it.
delicious. What is it?
It's.
She didn't take it.
I didn't.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I
Bring it up.
was offered a plan in order to control armies if you said yes.
Boy, they were good.
Was
On the
it
mountain there.
It was a
possibly?
bribery because that squirt turns into blurple, and blurples are nasty little things.
All right.
Actually, the bird form is the most dangerous because it has the highest concentration, and if a mortal or a Goliath eats it, they become highly suggestive.
You know what?
Oh, that's what they used.
That's what I was trying to describe. I thought I made it pretty clear. That's
Wait a minute. Before
That's
they
what
go,
you ate.
do you think we could play their own game on them? I have a little something that I got last time we went to Mirabelle called Amaranth Elixir.
they're aware with him now. They've all drank amaranth.
Alright, okay. Just thought.
That makes you incredibly strong, but incredibly unwise.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the pachyderms that all drink Amaranth Elixir. Okay,
Yeah, we.
I was
it's that
thinking maybe
purple stuff.
we
Purple
could
stuff.
have a little celebration, official goodbye, and maybe slip maybe some suggestible lecture and question her about who this.
She did tell you stuff. Told him stuff.
So here's what I'm thinking.
He's got to share what he found out.
I do.
Okay.
Here's
so
what I'm thinking.
They're
With that.
believing a little asshole named Atherton.
They're being led by the three mice, or they are associated with the three mice.
one of the three mice is.
Three blind mice do not want Hammerfall to happen.
So-
Because
So they want to
They're
prevent
goblins.
fate,
Now what?
they're goblins.
but
Well, at least one of them's a goblin.
so they want to prevent fate from happening, but want us to succeed in fate because that will help them.
Why don't all those goblins die in Hammerfall?
Why did 300,000 goblins die at Hammerfall?
Yeah.
That is a big question.
Blender? The blender.
And Atherton does not want the blender to happen because
No, it's because they were at the blender. They were using the blender.
The blender, they use the blender to blend goblins. Atherton is playing them. Then they think that they're up for high destiny.
yeah, if Atherton was the one who was the middleman for the Destiny news, I don't believe it at all.
You don't, but they do.
So
They think that if they prevent Hammerfall, which prevents the blender from happening, which means there will be more goblin population.
You're not remembering very clearly what the blender was.
I'm vaguely well. I know.
more Vex.
I know it blended something or a group of species.
They were marching people.
Oh.
They were marching people into the blender, actually living things, to put them back into the atmosphere by releasing the magic in them.
Because that's what they thought was the only way to
That was-
get magic.
That was because of what you guys did, the only way for magic to work. This is just before the.
It's kind of the same.
This is just before the Blend Wars,
That's
where the
when
music stops the problems.
That's when that was their version of killing dragons because they thought that they could only get dragons through getting magic through killing dragons. So they could only get living things by blending human or not human but living things. They're trying to get. Well, what?
We have less than 10 minutes and we got to put everything away, so we will end with these questions on everybody's lips and we'll have time to talk about it at the beginning of next session. Thank you guys for your participation.
I never even got done with my.
It takes 24 hours to catch.
It took 24 hours, so it'll be done by the time we start next time. You'll have already finished your long rest afterwards, too. So, alrighty, you guys have a great week, and thanks again for watching.